Okay, so we're here with large-scale short course TQ overall. Ian Audie, once again, how's your week been?
It's actually not been that good. The track is really difficult. The weather's changed near enough every race, and some parts of the track are dry, some are wet. It's quite challenging, but to be fair, the track is really good fun. It is fun to race on. Yeah.
It looks really, really challenging, especially yesterday when it was just wet, a little bit wetter, a lot wetter, and now it seems to be drying out, and like you say, it's just changing all the time. What's the most challenging part of the track, have you found?
Well, the English call it the crazy golf section. There's a section where you go around an adverse camber and it just looks like there should be a golf hole in the middle. It's perfect, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's so easy when you get it right, but you miss the entry or the landing point just by a little bit and it just costs you so much time.
That step-up double seems to be causing a lot of problems, and then a lot of people flipping over, ending up nosing into the outside of the turn, and then I imagine you can't even see on that adverse camber corner. You can't even see the truck, can you?
It's not so bad, but if you get the entry right and the speed up over the double and then hit the apex at the top, it's actually really easy. But you get any of that piece wrong, and there's probably a second a lap gone straight away just there.
You have to get the golf ball through the mouth, the clown's mouth, and through the windmill veins and all sorts of stuff, right? Okay, so now last year didn't end up so great for you. So trying to regain that four-wheel drive short course championship. So your main challengers this year seem to be Taylor, Jack, Zachary. Is it anyone else from Team GB that wants to try and take the title from you?
Well, Alfie's going quite well, but Fabian from France, he's always there, isn't he? Yeah. Last year I had some bad luck in the semis, as you know. We had a bit of a receiver problem because it was TQ last year. I'm not counting my chickens. You know, anything can happen. It's RC racing, but I'll go and do some prep this afternoon, and hopefully everything works out this year. Yeah. But, the car's good. But that doesn't mean say it'll finish. You only need a little problem, something stupid, a servo or something, and there's nothing you can do. Yeah.
All right, well, best of luck tomorrow. I think you're one of the first races that's going to be on for your semi. And as you say, anything can happen in the semis, and so we'll see how it goes for Ian.
Yeah. Let me just say, this is for Callum Gunn. Unfortunately, he couldn't be here. He's been ill. So good luck, Callum. Hope to see you next year.
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully. Good day, mate. And yeah, we will see you next year, I'm sure.
Okay, thank you.
So there we go. Welcome and good morning from Brittany in France to the EFRA Large-Scale Off-Road European Championships for 2024. We are RC Racing TV. We are the official EFRA media partner for the European Federation of Radio-Controlled Automobiles. My name is Frank McKinney. We're going to have Jude McCallum operating the camera in a bit. We've got Zach Fenning over to my right working on lots and lots of videos and photos to be uploading for you, and additional interviews and lots of great stuff. So we've got the drivers have been called to the rostrum, and the mechanics are being called to the pit area for the first semifinal this morning, which is going to be the short course semifinal A, featuring the man that we just interviewed, or that we just, well, you saw the interview of, Ian Audie, Mr. Ian Audie, EFRA board, well, the chairman of this actual section, but also racing this weekend. So he's trying to get back his European title that he had 2 years ago. And he is in car number 1 coming up. And we're going to have Taylor Leford, who we spoke with earlier, another one of the top GB racers. And Alfie Jack Shilcock, one of the youngest racers here, and almost certainly going to be the top junior racer. And also Zach Whittleson, another Team GB member. So it's 4 British racers in cars 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we have Jerome Oldry, Eric Lecourt, from both of those drivers from France. Kees Jimmink from from the Netherlands. And Corentin Philippot from France. Matthew Stokes, last year's defending European champion in short course, taking advantage of Taylor and Ian falling out during the semis with their technical issues. And he was regaling me with the tale that the issues that he had all week long. The brand new electronics package, a brand new car that he only received on Tuesday, and 3 recorded laps during 4 days of practice. So he had a absolute mountain to climb, and provided he makes it through, well, whether or not he makes it through the semifinal today, go back and watch the semifinal. I can't remember if he was in the, I think it was the quarterfinal yesterday. It was a quarterfinal yesterday that he was in. The quarterfinal A for short course. Give that a watch from yesterday's broadcast. Absolutely epic race. And David Attewell, another British racer in car 10. So we've had a very, very active week so far. It's 2 days of open practice for everybody. And that was Monday and Tuesday. And then timed practice, whereas basically still fairly open, but it was a bit more structured. And then controlled practice for the seating. And that set up the qualifying groups. So if you didn't do too well in controlled practice, like Matthew, you were obviously still can participate in qualifying, but you're just going to be stuck in with the slower groups of racers. And obviously, as last year's champion, there's no pre-seeding. Just ask someone. Ask with someone with an orange shirt. That guy right there. Him. And yeah, so we've got some of the got Oliver from Team GB going out and doing a very, very quick pre-race track walk, just to let people know, let the drivers know what the traction level's like. So 5 minutes to open the track. So still plenty of time.
We need Marshall. Okay, group of 3 there, number 4 there, 5. Okay, 6.
Plenty of time for the racers now.
7 and 8. Oh, sorry, 7 and 9 to their position.
So Marshall's coming out onto the track. British racers pretty confident on running on AstroTurf. It's what most of the British tracks are like. This track is, I would say, probably 85% low pile AstroTurf, and the rest is either textured concrete or smooth, semi-smooth, partially broken up paving slabs, like what you would put on a driveway or a walkway. So if that gives you any idea, let's see how our hole cam is working, or the bowl cam. There we go. There's our bowl cam. Hasn't been fettled with by any of the viewers yet. The trucks are starting up. You can probably hear them running.
minutes to open the track.
So 3 minutes before the track is opened. Opening on the dot at 10 a.m. And again, the drivers in this one: Audi, Letchford, Shilcock, Whittleston, Oldry, LaCourt, Jimink, Filippo, Stokes, and Attewell. The race yesterday between Filippo, Stokes, and Attewell was the quarterfinal A. It's pretty good. Probably the best race that we had yesterday. I don't think we had a bad race yesterday. There were some really all of the semifinal, all of the lower finals as we call them, just to group them in a category. All of them were really good races. Some were better than others, obviously. But the best one was the quarterfinal A. There's only maybe one or two that were a little bit slow, but they all had their sets of action. So those were 15-minute races. These semifinal races are going to be 20 minutes each, and then the final races are going to be 30 minutes. So double the action is what we're expecting.
1 minute to open the track.
So if you are joining us online, thank you very much. And thank you for watching this action live. And we'll just pop into the YouTube chat and just see how everyone is doing. We've got over 70 viewers already. That's fantastic. So, bonjour à tous, allez la team France, says FCJM78.
Okay, drivers, the track is open.
So the track is open, 3 minutes of warm-up, and then with 2 minutes to go, the drivers will be called in.
Again, drivers, we will go for 3 minutes of warm-up.
3 minutes warm-up, as you can hear Pedro, our EFRA referee, saying. They'll be called in with 2 minutes before the race start. The drivers will be called into the pit lane, so all the cars and trucks will be called into the pit lane. And then there'll be the formation lap. We'll have them go out onto the starting grid. So let's hear from, I believe we can hear from Taylor right now. All right, we are here with Taylor Leford, one of the top British racers from Team GB. So how's the week been going for you?
It's been really good. Again, the weather's been a bit detrimental here. It's affected our racing and such. So I did. We went out for the first qualifier and did okay. Did a third. It was in the wet, but the weather looked good. So the second qualifier was dry, and I put a dry setup in the car, and we were flying. So TQ'd the second heat, and I thought it started raining again, and I didn't want to wash the car again, so I didn't go out for the third session.
I was wondering about why you didn't go out. You just didn't want to throw it through the car wash.
Exactly. It gets filthy out there when it's wet. We don't have, because the wheels are inside the body, it just gets absolutely destroyed. So
Yeah.
I thought I had my banker, and there's no point in sending it around the track because I'm not going to beat my second time, so it wasn't worth it.
So as far as changes from what you run in the British National Series, what have you done to make the truck more suitable for this particular track?
Okay, so in the UK we don't have as many features, so we're not jumping the car as much. It's a lot flatter. It is bumpy, but we can afford to have softer suspension and less droop in the UK. So to help with the big jumps, we're putting harder springs on the car and letting the droop come down a little bit more, so it can absorb them big jumps. Apart from that, though, everything is kind of the same. My setup's 90% the same. It's working well, so why change it when it's going around the corner is good, you know.
Yeah, exactly. And we did have some people in the live chat yesterday saying that, these guys seem to be running really, really soft springs or just soft setup in general. I saw someone actually doing an endo, back wheels coming up on hard braking, which indicates that. Well, I suppose I was in the last round yesterday or the last set of races when it was just really high grip. So, what are you anticipating for your semifinal coming up?
I'm hoping that they've had a delay, so that's the track to let the track dry because there was a lot of dew this morning. So that's good for us. I prefer the dry setup to the wet setup anyway. So. I'm hoping that today we'll get some sunshine on the track. It will be dry all day and we'll be very fast because I do like it when it's dry.
All right, perfect. Well, thank you very much, Taylor, and good luck in the semi.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so that was our second place driver, number 2 truck, Taylor Leford. And that is he's driving the all-white truck with just few black details on it. Cars coming out to the grid now. So is 3 cars staying in the grid for some reason. Okay, there we go. They're coming out now. So this is it's not quite a formation lap. It's about maybe a third of a formation lap, but Ian Audi getting into position on his pole position. Taylor Leford in that white truck. Alfie Jock Shilcock, the number 3. Zach Whittleston in that bright pink with the white wheels. The yellow and the white and yellow truck, number 5 of Jerome Oldry. And we have Eric Lacourt in the car truck 6. We are missing truck 7. Tease Jimmick not coming out. He has checked in, so I don't know what is happening. He's going to have to start late. He's going to start a lap down. That is super unfortunate. But Filippo, Stokes, and Attewell are bump-up racers.
8, 7,
I know.
5, 4.
And horn is sounded, and they are off. Great jump. Great. And Taylor going for the lead already on Ian. So it's Team GB 1 through 4. Alfie Jack all over the back end of Ian. Ian now trying. Oh, Alfie Jack. Ian's over. He's going to have some work to do now. Ian going over in that first corner. I don't think it was Taylor that knocked him over, but it was certainly not deliberate. He may have gotten hit from the back that pushed Ian over. So let's stick with these first 3 until we get sorted out. Actually, let's follow Ian, the red, white, and blue truck just coming underneath us, just behind Matthew Stokes, one of our bump-up racers and last year's champion. So Matthew is going to probably be very smart to just stick to. I'm not sure if car 9, which is Matthew, has been called by the referee, but Matthew now 2 more places down. Ian working through the field, coming up on Oldry. Oh, great speed from Ian there, which is not unexpected. Ian is the proprietor and designer of Audified Motors. So he's certainly going to have a very, very strong tuned engine, and working his way through the field already. There he goes into the bowl, and now he's chasing down Alfie Jack. So Alfie running second, Taylor way out in front, but we're on Ian Audi, champion 2 years ago, out in the semis last year in the Czech Republic. We're following Ian. Coming over the double step up through the concrete S's. Stokes still trying to make his way forward. Didn't have time to check this morning, but I'm very sure it is the top 6 that bump up into the main finals. It might be the 5, actually, because I think it's maximum 10 drivers. Ian coming up on Alfie Jack now very rapidly. It's still a British 1, 2, 3, 4. Taylor way out in front, and there is the pass for second place on Ian. So if we look at what's happened to our timing. So Whittleston and Filippo 4th and 5th, and then Stokes running 6th. So if we drop back to the half, let's see, where is he at here? This here just coming underneath us now, the bright pink, that's a 3-way battle for 4th, and Stokes, and he's lost his, who's that? Follow the pink. He's lost his number 4 truck of Whittleston, has lost steering, and he's gone into the pits to get repaired. It's going to be a very expensive repair, so let's go back to that battle for, I believe it's 5th, between the white and yellow and the half orange, half yellow trucks. All right, so let's move forward to the number 9 of Stokes, last year's winner, with that British Union flag on the roof. So this is a battle rejoined between Filippo and Stokes after that epic quarterfinal A yesterday. Stokes trying to catch Filippo. Oh, and goes wide and gets stuck in the tires. Oh, no, and that lets Oldry past. Marshall, unfortunately, extremely slow to get to Stokes, and now he's stuck way in the back. So we've lost our timing screen. It's just going to have to try to see if I can sort this out. A great time to be losing our timing. So let's see what our running order is. Is Lechford, Ian, Audi, Shiocock, Young Alfie Jack, Quarantine Filippo, and Jerome Oldry. Stokes trying to catch Oldry, so we're following Stokes, this half orange and half yellow machine, coming over the little double, just coming on to the main straight now over the big tabletop. And just ahead of him, by about 1 corner, is Jerome Oldry. There he is there in the white and yellow machine. So these two, this is our battle for 5th place. Both cars trying to get directly into the... Oh, there goes Oldry. And now this is our battle for 5th. Trying to get into the main final. Lechford 7 seconds ahead of Audi. Audi just not pushing. He could probably easily make up a bit of that gap. But Audi and this pair are about to get lapped by Lechford. So let's concentrate on the white and the yellow and orange trucks as Lechford is let by Stokes. So coming around the ball, and Lechford goes off the track, so he's okay though, as long as he's still running, and he is. Just off camera. Ooh, Oldry getting it a little bit off, coming off of the tabletop there, coming straight towards us on the big jump. Stokes running really well. So Stokes just trying to keep it on the green stuff. Ian Audi about to come through. And actually have had a change for the lead where Audi has gotten past Lechford. That's why that's Audi getting past Stokes now. So Stokes just trying to stay out of the way of the leaders and fellow British teammates. And his main concern is to get past Oldry and get into the bump-up positions. What has happened to Whittleston? I think he is out. He's 5 laps down. I thought I might have seen him on track. I think he is out, but he's still running, but just 5 laps down. Jim Rink, 4 laps down. As we said earlier, he wasn't on the actual starting grid, so he started a lap down pretty much from the off. So let's follow this white truck. Let's let Matthew catch up to Oldry if he can. So this is Taylor Leford, our interview driver that we spoke with just before the start of this race. You seem pretty calm, and obviously calm driving is what gets you through. Remember, racers like to use the term mechanical sympathy. These cars are going to have to do a main final later in the day, which is 1.5 times as long as this 20-minute semifinal. Taylor trying to catch Ian Audi, or just play it safe and make sure that he can get through. Who's this? Who's this has just come off? Is that Ian? That was Ian Audi, so that's another pass for lead. And then Matthew Stokes comes through to get back his lap. So no fault of Matthews. The marshals tend to put the trucks down wherever they get them. So Stokes still trying to get past, catch up to Oldry, but Audi just wanting to stay in the top 5. Ten minutes left in this one. Off camera, Attewell has dropped out. Running quite far down the field now. Okay, let's go to the white truck. White truck, Jude. So the white truck, we have Lechford Filippo, who is not in this battle. And Ian Audi is now caught up to Lechford. We do apologize for the stuttering and delays. It's just a very bad internet. And Lechford goes over, and Filippo. But more importantly, Lechford has gone over while Ian Audi has made the pass at the off-camber corner. Let's see if Lechford is able to make up some time here. We'll follow this white truck for a bit, and we'll try to see what is happening. So Lechford getting past more of the British racers, trying to catch the number 1. Everyone knows the strength of Ian Audi's racing. The great thing about these short course trucks is that they can get sideways or side by side. And Ian has gone off the track, so now we've got a real battle for the lead. Letchford, smelling blood, trying to latch himself onto the back bumper of Ian Audie's machine. Great speed down the straight, pretty much matching each other. Both running the same bodies. I think they're running the same trucks as well, but I'm not sure. No, I think Ian's running a Losi, and Letchford running an Elcon. Stokes says his engine stopped. Engine is stopped, so that might be Stokes' run finished. Let's see where everyone else is running. We've got Shilchuk not bothering anyone, not being bothered by anyone, running in third. So he's certainly going to bump up into the main final, which is going to be a fantastic result for young Alfie Jack. And a massive shame for Matthew Stokes, who is now in the pits with his number 9. So last year's champion looks like it's going to be swapping back to someone who's going to make it into the main final. And that could be Ian Audie, who's going to be probably one of the odds-on favorites, providing there's no other technical issues that befall him. So the car 7 being officially retired. That's not Stokes. That is Jimink from the Netherlands. So we're still with Taylor Lechford from the UK, trying to chase down Ian Audie. Let's move forward to the to Ian's truck, just at the end of the straight. About to put another lap down on, I believe it's not Attewell. That is Whittleston, who had some steering problems earlier and had to go into the pits for an extended repair. Stokes' truck still in the pits and doesn't look like the mechanic is now in a rush to get the body back in place. So I think I see Stokes walking towards the truck. So that is Matthew Stokes, last year's champion from the Czech Republic, unfortunately out of the race and out of the running to defend his 2023 title. Ian Audie running great lines. Taylor Lechford not making any inroads to cut down that gap. Taylor actually running that the double in front of the driving stand just as a single, so definitely taking it easy. He knows he's going to bump up. And in a 30-minute race, it's not that important whether you start first, second, third, or fourth. It's more important that you actually finish. And it's even more important in a semifinal. So let's see how close everybody is now. We've got Ian Audie 3 seconds ahead of Lechford. Shilcock further 28 seconds back. Filippo 51 seconds back. Actually, 2 laps. And then we have Jerome Oldry and Eric Lacourt. So that's trucks 5 and 6. To see just how close they are together. They are actually nose to tail, just coming down the end of the straight. This is our battle for 5th. So this is our final bump up position. And Lacourt goes over. So just as quickly as we got to them, that was the battle is pretty much over, and there's 4 minutes left to go. 4 minutes left to go in this 20-minute semifinal. Coming up after this is semifinal B. So another 5 drivers to choose.
You will have one more car. Once again, Tartan, open the door, please. Tartan, you need to open the door. That second position behind you. Then in forward, please open the door. You have one more car. Marshal 7. Open the door, please. You'll have one more car. Work for this.
So we're trying to get our timing sorted. Sorry for the radio silence there, but 3.5 minutes left to go. We've got Audi, Letchford, Shilcock, Filippo, Oldry, and LaCourt. Oldry and LaCourt, that's our battle for 5th and 6th, but it's not much of a battle at the moment. We're following Jerome Oldry. So because if he makes, basically a big mistake or two, such as getting lost in that the mini golf section there, or coming off the track a couple times, he's going to have Eric LaCourt all over the back of him. But at the moment, he's running in clear air. There's no distractions around him. So we've seen and covered the battle for the lead and a couple battles for 5th and 6th. Okay, so 2.5 minutes left. We're with Oldry, and it doesn't look like LaCourt is making up that much time. I think pretty much they're very close together as in terms of speed and skill. And it basically, as in most RC racing, comes down to who makes the fewer mistakes. And we have another truck that is broken. I'm just trying to see who that is. That might be Filippo. That could be Filippo, who's just broke. I think it is Filippo. Filippo's mechanic is out there. Yes, that is Filippo. So now we are with, actually, not the 5th place driver, the 4th place driver. So if we drop back to the truck number 6, just coming into the infield now, this is Eric LaCourt, who is now running 5th. And in the background, you can see Filippo's, no, we're with the number 6. In the background, you can just about see Corentin Filippo's truck being very unfortunately pulled off the track. So as Filippo's run to the main final done. Meanwhile, Alfie Jack taking it very easy with his low C. He has let Ian Audi pass. And we've got the timing screen back. So it was still running on the stream, but we just said completely lost our big screen with the timing info on it. So let's see if anything has changed. So we've got Oldry and LaCourt in 4th and 5th. Filippo in 6th officially, but he's actually off the track. Atwell in the car 10 is basically going to be our 6th place racer. I don't think he's anywhere close to, no, he's 2 laps behind LaCourt. So with less than about 20 seconds left now, there is no battle for first. The battle for second might be between Alfie Jack and Taylor, but they are about 15 seconds apart on the track. So there's no battle there, really. They are on the same lap. Oldry and LaCourt on the same lap, but quite far apart. So that's how it's finished. Ian Audi, there we go, on the finish line, winning the semi-final A, and Alfie Jack about to come across in that truck number 3. Coming across to finish 3rd. And the next one to come across is the white truck, number 2 of Taylor Leford. So it's a British 1, 2, 3, followed by 2 Frenchmen with Jerome Oldry and Eric LaCourt going to finish 4th and 5th. And I believe that is going to be our bump-up positions. So not quite the barnstormer that we had with some of the finals yesterday, but still plenty full of action and drama. Some unfortunate results for some of the racers, but that is racing, and it does happen. So all the trucks coming to a stop. So basically, just so everybody is kept up to date, we are going to have Blessed silence. In addition to blessed silence, we're going to have all of the semifinals are going to be run today before the
Et pour le public, nous allons assister donc à cette deuxième demi-finale. Alors, catégorie short course, donc vous venez de voir la première.
all the semifinals are going to be run before our hour and a half long lunch break. And then we're obviously we'll have our lunch break, and then we'll have the three finals all in a row. Now we're supposed to have, because we had an hour break or hour delay to let the track dry out. Basically, they swept the track, they squeegeed most of the water off, and then blew the water droplets off of the racing line, and actually off of the entire track.
We will open the track in
We had an hour delay, and they're basically getting that time back by shortening the breaks between the races quite drastically, really, from 10 or 15 minutes down to just 5. So we're going to have the 3-minute warm-up start very, very quickly. So I will just go off air just a moment. So we'll have a slight bit of silence, but we'll be back very, very shortly. You'll see the trucks going out on the track for their warm-ups in just a couple minutes.
Marshall, please take your position. Marshall 1. Marshall 2, okay. Marshall 3, okay. Marshall 4, okay. Marshall 5, okay. Marshall 6, please. Marshall 7 is okay. Marshall 8, please. 9. Marshall 10, okay. 6 minutes to open the track. Donc on va la finir dans 6 minutes pour le public. Et pour des tours de chauffe, dans un premier temps, les voitures vont ensuite rentrer dans la petite ligne et on va aller se mettre dans l'ordre des numéros, dans la grande ligne droite là-bas, pour un départ pour 20 minutes. Et les 5 premiers pourront remonter pour la grande finale short course cet après-midi, qui aura lieu vers 14h. So drivers, we will open the track in 4 minutes. Marshals to your positions, please.
Okay, so we still have 4 minutes before the racers are even allowed on the track. So we'll just hear a bit from our associate sponsor members. All right, so engines are running, drivers are on the rostrum, cars are in the pits, mechanics are in the pits. They're about to be released into the track. For another 20 minutes of racing. So in this one, let's start counting out the drivers. Car number 1, Jack Keatley, Fabian Morat, who, if you watched our interview earlier with Ian Audie, our TQ driver after 4 rounds of qualifying, he specifically named Fabian, French racer. Fabian was name dropped by Ian as definitely one of the racers to watch, and as one of the top 3 drivers qualifying into the semi-final B. He's certainly one that we're going to keep an eye on during the upcoming race. 20 minutes of semi-final action coming up. Leo Van Oort is car number 3. Thomas Legel in the number 4, Judicael Gandino, truck number 5. Laurent Nasser in the 6th spot. Neil Sivens from the UK in the 7. Nikolay Angelov, Enriquez da Costa, and Heidi Shilcock from the UK. Our bump-up racers from the quarterfinal B yesterday. So if we end up having, if Heidi's able to make it into the main final, we're going to have 2 Shilcocks in the main. So drivers starting to count through. You see the colors, the yellow colors starting to appear on the names, and there's the names of our runners and riders in this one. So we've had to switch to our original second camera view, but get a great view of that, the very important jump actually that comes directly at our position where we're commentating from. And we see some good racing and some very big accidents. Very big crashes coming off of the jump. Very big, in fact, that there's a literal tire wall like what you would see on a full-size racing circuit. There's an actual tire wall directly underneath us to that the trucks, to absorb the crashing from the trucks. And even then, still the fence behind the tire wall is quite bowed and bent out from the force of the crashes. So they're going to get called into the pits in about 20 seconds. And then they'll be told to do their formation, go out for their formation, lining up. Okay, so our flagman is headed out to the grid on the back straight.
Drivers, we are all ready. Everybody's okay?
All right, so they are being called out of the pits for their formation. Everyone seems happy and everyone is checked in. We've already got car 6 somehow. Oh, I think we've got a bad engine on that number 6. Mechanic for number 6 running out there now. He's going to be starting at least a lap down now.
All cars in their position. We need 9 and 10. Okay. 9 and 10. Okay, it's okay.
So that is Laurent Nassur, but the rest of the grid ready and in position.
9, 8, 7, 6.
Keatley, Murat, and Van Oort, the 3 drivers to watch. And a big crash already. That's our number 3 driver, Van Oort, starting from dead last now. Top 5 to bump up, so he's got some work to do. So let's follow these the leading cars out and see what is happening. So, and Van Oort is over again. So we'll just follow these first 3 cars, maybe. So the first 2 out in order, at least. That is Keatley and Murat. Oh, and Keatley's over. Keatley is over. He's off the track. It's going off the track. Let's see if we caught that. Yes, he just lands it crazy. Just goes straight. Somehow didn't turn. And we're back to the front with Murat now leading in that yellow and orange truck, and the blue, white, and red machine, car number 4 of Thomas Legel. Truck number 1 of Keatley now running 3rd somehow. So let's follow this battle for 2nd, the 1 and the 4. Because I think Keatley is going to be very eager to get past. Hopefully not a red mist situation. Heidi Shilcock moved up to, I think she's up to 6th or 7th at the end of the lap. Keatley working on getting past Legel, coming onto the main straight. Ooh, good speed from Keatley, I think, there, but not enough space to make. Oh, and straight into the side. Easy driving. Oh, and now gets spun around. These guys, narrowly missed. So, EFRA referee telling the drivers to be quiet. As you can imagine, tempers rising. So we're following this battle for fourth between the cars 4 and 5 going into the bowl, coming over the double. It's already spread out. 5 trying to catch Keatley in the 1. So it's our top 4. It's 2, 1. It's Murat and Keatley. The 5 and the 4 of Gandino and Lego. And then Angelov, our first bump-up racer, actually. Number 3. Let's go back to the number 3. Just about to go next car now over the step-up bump and the off-angle, off-camber jump. So, very nice-looking car, but I think he's going to be catching. Actually, sorry, Jude. If we go to the next cars going over the into the main straight, over the tabletop. This is our battle between the 4 and 5 for third. And we're going to have the truck number 8 of Angela very rapidly catching them, but this is our closest battle on track. There is a battle for the lead, but it's not quite as important as these bump-up positions. This is a semifinal, so top 5 positions will be bumping up. Heidi Shilcock in a 3-way battle for 7th, I believe. So Van Oort still trying to catch Angelov. Oh, and the number 4 of Lego makes a mistake. That lets Gandino catch right up. But Gandino goes a bit wide. And spaced out once again. So let's go to the battle for the lead, just coming out of the bowl, and the next 2 trucks coming over the tabletop now. Keatley has overtaken the number 2 truck of Murat. So keeping in mind our thoughts about mechanical sympathy and just driving smooth and not destroying the truck. You don't want to have to rebuild the entire thing between now and your main final. It looks like Keatley going over on 2 wheels. That lets Murat catch up just a bit, but he's able to keep it rubber side down. So still good speed from Keatley. So you need to drive it smooth so you don't have to rebuild the entire truck, or you don't have any issues replacing all sorts of electronics or parts, or obviously you don't want to break. That's the main concern. You want to finish the race. But if you do finish the race and you do bump up, you don't want to have any issues in the main final with weakened parts. So Murat catching up a bit that time around. Keatley making good use of his speed. Now, these drivers are allowed to use 32cc engines, but they might be using smaller engines. They don't have to use all 32cc's of engine size. They might have a 26cc or a 30cc installed, and we don't know. I'm not able to do pit walks on paddock area this size. Everyone's very, very spread out. And we're kind of chained to our camera positions. So we're following the number 1 of Jack Keatley from the UK, as you can tell by that very large rear spoiler. And he's just about to come up on he's already passed the truck number 7 of Neil Simmons. And he's come up on Heidi Shilcock, and there she goes. Simmons and Shilcock having a ding-dong battle for 8th position. So well out of the bump-ups, but into the semis, which is absolutely fantastic for both of the Shilcock Racing team members. So next car ahead of Taylor Leford is the truck number 9 of Enriquez da Costa. So we've got Keatley in the lead with 12 and a half minutes remaining in this one. Then Fabian Morat, Thomas Legel, Nikolay Angelov, and Leo Van Oort. That's our top 5. I think we have a battle between the 4th and 5th drivers of Angelov and Van Oort. So let's see if I can find them. Is that the 8? The 8 and the 3 just coming across the infield now. This is a bump up battle. The 8 and the 3. Oh, Leo successfully able to get out of the crazy hole golf hole. And obviously running a number 3 on that machine, meaning he started way ahead of Angelov on the grid. So wanting to make up that space. Let's see if there's any other. This is the closest battle on track that we've got, apart from that battle for 8th between Shilcock and Da Costa. And Da Costa just gone over and lost a ton of time. So that was off camera. I just let you know. So the 8 and the 3 of Angelov and Van Oort. Next truck behind is the car number 5 of Gandino, but he's way behind. He's about 20 seconds behind this pair. Just crossing line now. So maybe about 15 seconds, but still way behind. This is our closest battle on track. So far, the quarterfinals and 8th finals proving to be much more active in the racing action than our semifinals. But that's not to say that there's still 11 minutes to go now. There's still plenty of time for the action to really pick up. So number 8 just passed. Oh no, he's looking away for a moment and just got a little bit confused there, but now Van Oort a lot closer to Angelov. Now, just as a reminder, both of these guys, both of these racers are set to bump up at the moment. So there's no immediate need for Van Oort to kill his car to try to get past Angelov. This is Bulgaria versus the Netherlands. It's a bit like a Euros final, and, you know, kind of is. European Championships. Oh, little mistake there from Angelov. This is a fairly critical passing point. If you get it wrong, you're into the fence and you're losing time hand over fist. Oh, and Angelov helping Van Oort there stay rubber side down. But staying in position as well. Much closer now coming out of the bowl, coming over the little double. And onto the main straight once again, over the big jump. Great speed there from Van Oort. But going a bit wide there, losing some time. Coming up on Shilcock once again. Much closer now, coming over the double once again. Over that little jump into the little hairpin there. So even though you might have a lot of speed, and Shilcock goes over, but that's going to allow these guys to get past it. That's fine. It's all good. So you might have some good engine speed and power coming down the straight, but there's just not enough room to mirror signal maneuver. You kind of have to, you know, force it a bit. But then you have the eyes of the referee, Pedro, and a mistake there over the double. And is that Angelov? It's flamed out. Angelov is out. His mechanic, or the marshal recovering the truck, it might be broken, but mechanic, a quick review, it looks like I used to see very quickly if it's even necessary to start it. Let's go back to, I guess, ooh, massive jump crasher from the 7. Let's go back to number 3, just coming around the off-angle, off-camera corner. And Angelov is back out and running, but now almost a full lap down to Van Oort. So that might be Angelov's run done. But however, let's see where so Angelov's there. He still has, I think he still has Gandino behind him, but let's see how this shakes out when Angelov comes through to tick off his next lap, which will just be in a few seconds. Because the number 5 of Gandino is now in 6th place. Well, has been in 6th place. Let's see, so Angelov has just come across. Angelov is now running 7th, so we still have Van Oort in 4th. Gandino now 5th. So let's see what Gandino is in comparison to Van Oort, who we are following. Okay, there's the 5. So they're about half a lap apart, so basically no battle. So this one is kind of slowed down. We've got Keatley, Morat, Legel, Van Oort, Gandino. Those are our bump-up positions. DaCosta trying to chase. DaCosta actually is 6th place. So where's DaCosta? Is car 9. Yeah, Van Oort has just gone over. Still running. Trying to find where the 9 is now. Van Oort running 4th. Gandino 5th. The 5 and the 9 are bump-up chasers. So the 5, let's go to the 5 here of Gandino. Just going second truck into the bowl. The white, pink, and blue. Currently behind the truck number 2 of Fabian Morat, who's running a lonely 2nd place, but that's ideal. That's all you need to do to bump up. Just keep it smooth, don't break anything, and keep it running. So this here is Judas CL Gandino from France, and we're looking for the truck number 9, just coming past our position now. 2 Frenchmen. That's our battle for 5th place. Gandino and DaCosta. So he's just crossed the line, and that is, so absolute time, 6 seconds, 6.5 seconds of space between Gandino and DaCosta. So that engine cut costing Angelov not just 5th place, but almost, like I said, a full lap. So we're following the 5th place truck of number 5, Gandino, because if something happens, a single mistake could bring DaCosta into attacking range. Keatley still way, way ahead. Just crossed over to complete his 25th lap. Morat about to cross over. I think it's already crossed over. No, just about to cross over for his 25th lap. Thomas Legel, I think also in that group to cross over for his 24th or 25th lap. So pretty well spaced out now. Legel has just, I believe, just lapped Gandino, so it's not a battle, or no, about to lap Gandino. Gandino is who we're focused on. Car just behind is truck number 4 of Legel to put him a lap down. And again, smart thing to do is just let him by. Don't try to hold anyone up. So, yeah, not a lot happening out on track, unfortunately, but 3 minutes left to go. Let's see if we can find our leader, Jack Keatley, and just kind of work our way. Actually, no, we'll find, we've been following Gandino. We followed Van Oort for quite a bit. Let's follow the car 4 of Thomas Legel. Where is he? So he's now the next car to cross the... Yeah, actually, he's one car in front. There we go. That was easy. This is Thomas Legel in truck number 4. Driving for Team France. We haven't shown Thomas at all on camera because he's just been that far ahead of everybody. And there's not been any battles for third. So he's just been passed, I believe, or he's trying to catch Leo Van Oort to put him a lap down. But Leo, obviously, starting the race ahead. And then 2 trucks ahead of this is second place of Fabien Morat. So that's the next truck we'll follow. And then we'll move to Keatley towards the end. So 2 minutes left in this one now. So let's move forward to the yellow wheeled truck just coming out of the bowl. This is Fabien Morat, one of the danger drivers that Ian Audi is keeping an eye on for the main final. And as we saw earlier, just about 30 minutes ago or so, Ian winning his semifinal and watching this race fairly intently to see who he is going to be the real danger man, because it's all going to come down to grid position now as far as total speed. So just coming underneath us now is the yellow and black truck of our leader, Jack Keatley from the UK. In case the gigantic Union flag on the rear spoiler didn't give it away, Jack Keatley basically just running away with this one. 1 minute left, so we'll follow Jack all the way to the end. This race didn't really develop into a massive ding-dong battle, but wise heads have prevailed rather than the red mist that we often see from racers. Everyone but one truck is finishing this one. So it's a better finishing ratio than the last one, where we had a few drivers have to drop out during the race. But Jack Keatley here on his final lap. 19 seconds left, 18, now 15 seconds left, his last lap. We're not calling it a victory lap. He is winning the race. It is a semi-final, but this is purely to see where he's going to come out in the main final, which is going to come up after lunch, after our lunch break. So it's going to be at about 1:45, I think 1:35 Central European time. So mark your calendars, set an alarm. Jack Keatley coming across to finish with 32 laps, and we'll see how that, how everyone has come across for in the results here. So for short course, see how quickly this gets sorted out. So Jack Keatley finishing 32 laps in 20 minutes and 11 seconds. And Ian Audi finishing with 32 laps in 20 minutes and 9 seconds. So by 2 seconds, Ian Audi has taken the pole position. And we'll see where the rest of the drivers end up. Jack Keatley running an Elcon. So we do want to thank Elcon Models for being our title sponsor for the EFRA Large-Scale Off-Road European Championship for 2024. Thank you very much. They're also a title sponsor last year in the Czech Republic. So thank you very much to Elcon Models. Also, thank you to RC Car Online, Samba Exhausts, and RC Fox. So those of you looking to see the main final coming up at 2 p.m. That's 2 p.m. local time. That's Central European time. So please set an alarm. So the final, it looks like this. It's going to be Ian Audie starting on pole, Jack Keeley starting second, Taylor Leford starting third, Fabian Morat starting fourth. In fifth place, Thomas Legel. In sixth place, Alfie Jack Shilcock. In seventh, Leo Van Ort. In eighth place, Judikael Gandino. And then we have Nikolay Angelov from Bulgaria starting ninth. And Jean-Claude da Costa Enriquez. Okay, so maybe I've been saying his name completely wrong. It's not da Costa, it's actually Enriquez. Starting 10th. And I'm pretty sure that's going to be the 10 drivers. If it goes to 11 or 12, if it goes to 12, then that's Lacourt and Oldry also in the main final. But I'm pretty sure it's only 10. So, two-wheel drive coming up. Going to have a few minutes before then. So let's hear from some of our associate sponsors for EFRA, the European Federation of Radio-Controlled Automobiles. So as you can hear, the drivers are engines have started up, and we've got Cyril Cador in this one. So we'll hear from Cyril as soon as, well, very, very soon anyway. Yeah, we interviewed Cyril yesterday after he secured his TQ. We've also got Oliver Whittleston, who we're hoping to hear from later today. Carl Norris, Lucas Borcher, Danny Millett, Kev Churchill, Ronnie Lund Borcher, Fabian Ritter, Matthew Chapman, and Darren Smith. These cars are two-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive only, but they do have front brakes. So while these guys are warming up, let's hear from Cyril and his thoughts on claiming the TQ, the overall TQ for the large-scale off-road European Championships two-wheel drive category. And there you go. There's our runners and riders here. So we'll hear from Cyril now. All right, so we are here with TQ man for two-wheel drive, Cyril Cador. So, Cyril, just very quickly, how has your week been?
It was pretty difficult with the condition. So yesterday we ran on weight condition to it, and this morning is really wet. But I think I do the job.
Well, you certainly did, but you left it. Well, it seems to us it looked like you left it to the fourth round of qualifying to take your first TQ for the round. But there's some very quick races in there. There's T.O. and many other racers and Thomas. So who do you think is going to be maybe your top competition in the semis and maybe hopefully going into the finals.
Yeah, we're still in French Championship. We fight together all time. And in warm-up with Luke, it was a very difficult final. So yeah, I hope it's the same. And I hope we win the final.
Well, I mean, we certainly hope it's going to be an amazing final race.
Yeah.
So what sort of preparations are you going to be planning so that you make sure you get it out of the semifinals?
I need to relax. And yeah, I would like to thank my dad because he worked many times on the car. And yeah, if I can make the win, it's for him.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
So very much, and we'll see you in action. Next time you'll be on the track will be tomorrow. So prepare well and good luck.
Thank you. Have a good day.
This is French racer Cyril Cadour, who assured me I was saying his name properly. So I feel very good about that. I do like to get all the drivers' names pronounced properly if I can. So Cyril out in action. TQ racers in the semifinal A's.
Okay, all cars to the pit lane.
So cars have been called into the pit lane, and we'll soon see them get released to form up on the grid.
Okay, we have a 10-minute delay for car number. What's the car number 1?
All right, so as expected, we have a 10-minute delay.
Number 1.
Who's this for?
10 minutes to start.
So a 10-minute delay. This is a not unexpected for us. We've seen this many, many, many times. I'm not sure. I think it's car number 1. I think it was actually Cyril who's called the delay. So something has gone wrong, although I do see Marshall's or mechanics 7 and 5 also running off. So I'm not sure who called it. I'll try and shout at someone and find out. But we have a 10-minute delay. So what happens here is one of the drivers or mechanics has said, there's something wrong with the car, or I want to change the tires. And what that means is they have to start at the back of the grid now. So their space on the grid will be completely empty on the main straight. They'll start at the very, very back. Car number 1 is... no, that's just misreading the number on his jacket. So they have to start at the back of the grid, but they can change anything they want on the car. So if the clutch is gone, if the tires are terrible, if the wing mount is broken, if the camber link is broken or something. Just a moment. Zach, can you ask and see who called the delay? Huh? Number 1. Or 1. Okay, thank you. Thank you. It was Cyril. Okay then. So Cyril, the driver in the interview that you just watched, will be starting not from pole, but from position number 1. So basically, that allows him. He now is the only car that's allowed to do anything, any sort of work on his car. He can change anything he wants. Obviously, apart from the engine, chassis, and body, I think, and the wing, those are all inspected and pre-marked well ahead of time. No one else can call a delay now. And I believe that is, he's not able to call a delay for his final, if I remember correctly. So we have 10 minutes. So let's see some of the action that we saw from earlier in the week. So I hope you enjoy that. Some of our footage brought to you by RC Racing TV. We are RC Racing TV. We're the EFRA official media partner for EFRA, the European Federation of Radio-Controlled Automobiles. We're here in Brittany, in France, on the west coast, just north of the Bay of Biscay. So we're at the large-scale off-road European Championships, organized by EFRA and hosted by Automoto Club l'Ouest, just between the cities of Brest and Quimper, as I said, just north of the Bay of Biscay. Have yet to actually lay eyes on the Bay of Biscay. I think I remember, is it like pirate shows and stuff like that where they mention the Bay of Biscay, because it was always, the privateers were French and Spanish and English. But yeah, so yeah, here we are. Talk amongst yourselves in the chat. Let us know where you are joining us from. Thank you very much for being a part of our program today and all weekend. So if you'd like to support RC Racing TV, we do have a fairly cool hero program, is what we call it. So if you join the or go to the RC Racing TV YouTube channel and find the join button for 5 monetary units of your local currency per month, you can get exclusive early access to long form edited videos that we've got. 5 minutes remaining before we get back out onto the formation grid. And you can join the channel. You get a exclusive member code, 10% off, one-time use that you can use for any purchases on rcracingtv.com, and we'll get to that in a bit. You can also you get a cool little logo next to your name when you join in the live chat. So if you really appreciate the coverage that we're doing here, you can support the coverage by joining the channel, and 5 shekels or rubles or whatever you've got is for a weekend, well, not just a weekend, sometimes a full week of coverage is a small price to pay for fantastic live access to international level model car racing, if such is your bag. You also get, if you stick with the channel as a hero and continue to pay monthly, you don't have to, but you can. You still get your name highlighted in the video comments of all the videos that we put out after they're live. You also get the color of your logo changes, so you'll have to see what the logos are. You have to stick with it and see how long it takes to get your logo color to change. So it's quite cool, and it's hopefully fun for everybody. So we do appreciate our heroes. Also exclusive follow requests and exclusive sort of priority follow requests. And so during qualifying and practice, when we do show it, obviously in the finals we don't take follow requests. We try to follow the action and the bump up action, but during qualifying we do obviously do follow requests all the time. But if you're a hero, we prioritize your follow requests. Now, about that rcracingtv.com merch store, you can head over there and we'd have some great shirts. I'm wearing the Keep It on the Island shirt. We've got the Pit Lane Hot Sauce shirt I was wearing earlier. But if you're watching today, it's finals day, you can use the code LSOR and the numbers 24. So LSOR 24, and you will get a one-time use 10% off any purchase on rcracingtv.com, and that is good. That is good until Monday midday. So although the coverage ends today, you can use it all weekend long and even on Monday. Zach. What's this chewing action happening? Zach walking by with a Kit Kat. But yes, LSOR 24 to get 10% off any of the RC Racing TV merch. So do check that out. We have some really cool stuff on there. We've got fitted hats. We have trucker hats. We have hoodies. We have rain jackets, rain jacket / windbreakers. All of this stuff has been made plentiful use of this weekend because we've had some fairly dismal weather this weekend. So yes, so please do check that out and have a look and see what strikes your fancy. So we've got 1 minute before the cars are allowed back out on the track. Cyril Cador going to be starting from 11th place. So we'll keep an eye on him for sure.
Thirty seconds to end.
30 seconds to start.
30 seconds now is the countdown. So I believe it's going to be another 3 minutes of warm-up.
6, 5, 4.
Okay, drivers, time delay is over. The track is all open. Cue starting procedure.
No warm-up?
There we go. We will go for 3 minutes warm-up.
Yes, so 3 minutes of warm-up.
All drivers ready and ready
3 minutes of warm-up. And then we'll be going through the process all over again. So, as I said earlier, there's no more 10-minute delay. Cyril Cador now going to be starting from the very back of the grid. I think still with the number 1 on him. These cars are large scale, so 1/5 scale, very, very big cars. So 1 lap, and well, 1 driver's continued on. It's that's Cyril. Maybe. We'll see what happens here. I think 1 lap of warm-up doesn't seem very long. I thought it was going to be 3 minutes. They've all come into the pits.
Drivers, are we all good? Cyril, are you okay, Cyril? Okay, drivers, starting grid.
Okay, they've been called out to the starting grid.
All good. 2 formation grid. Again, car number 1 is in position number 11. Position number 1 in the grid stays clear. All cars to your position, please. We need car number 6 and 7. Okay. 8.
All right, so just discussing with Jude what we're going to be trying to do here, because there is going to be a lot of action coming through as Cyril tries to work his way through the field.
10 seconds to start.
So 10 seconds to go.
10, 9.
Keeping in mind, we got a very busy
6, 5,
corner directly
4.
beneath us. So number 1 grid spot empty. Cyril Cador starting dead last. And we're already, oh man, massive pileup underneath us. Cyril already making up 3 spots now, 4 spots. So let's focus on that number 1 car as he starts working his way through the field. This may work out absolutely perfect for him. He's working on that number 0 now of Darren Smith. He's making his way, but obviously has to be very careful. The referee going to be keeping a sharp eye on proceedings as Cyril works his way around the bowl. That number 1 car of Cyril Couture going to be chasing down the 0 of Darren Smith, and Darren getting a little bit sideways. That's not enough space for Cyril to get past. Cyril, all he needs to do is finish in the top 5, but obviously the higher you finish, the better your starting position. Oh, and he loses a position to car number 4 of is that Lucas Borcher from Denmark. Now Lucas and Darren getting involved. Now Cyril getting past Lucas again, and that allows Cyril to get started again on, there he goes, shoots past Darren, and that puts him up into 5th place now. So we knew this would be action-packed. Cyril now chasing down the car number 9. All these cars way out of position now. Car number 9 of Matthew Chapman from the UK. Matthew getting a little bit slow around that off-camera corner, but Cyril making short work of it, going over the double just in front of the drivers. Well, I'm heading into the ball, and sideways, getting up on 2 wheels for Chapman. That puts Cyril right on his back bumper. So Chapman getting a little bit wobbly coming off that tabletop. Cyril taking the wide line. I wonder if it's a matter that he changed tires. And there we go. Chapman wisely letting him pass. Still in, Chapman's still going to be in 5th position. So still an easy bump up. So it's a very wise move by Chapman. So now we're still with Cyril, the car number 1. Poleman from France. Next car ahead is the number 8 of Fabian Ritter. One of our bump-up racers. Remember, it's cars 8, 9, and 10 bumping up from the previous, from the quarterfinals. This is our first semifinal for 2-wheel drive. Semifinal A, semifinal B coming up right after. Going into the bowl, taking it very ginger over those jumps. And the hairpin onto the main straight, over that big tabletop. Fabian Ritter got between them last time round. Fabian's showing as a lap ahead, so I wonder if Cyril had missed a lap or something. No, Fabian's come across for 6. And Cyril's just come across for 6 as well. Okay, so 6-second gap now between Cyril and Fabian. So the time is caught up. Let's see what the gap is this time around. Following our pole position driver, who, for at least an unknown reason to us, called a 10-minute delay to change or fix something on his car. So he started from the very back of the grid. So that 6-second gap now 4 seconds. He's making up 2 seconds a lap on Fabian. So it's down to Fabian to make a mistake. So we'll see the 3 and the 8 is our battle for second. So let's move forward 2 cars to the 3 and the 8 if we can keep them in shot. This is our battle for second. Cyril running 4th at the moment. He's rapidly catching. It was a less than a 4-second lead that Fabian had on Cyril last time around, and Cyril now 1.5 seconds behind. So a very quick Cyril coming through. And I think our leader has just crashed. No, that was the number 10. Still with the car 3 and 8, if we can. The car in between, the white and... Oh, he's held up Fabian there. I'm not sure if Cyril made a little mistake, but that 1 or 2 second lead has grown a bit from between Fabian and Cyril. So our developing battle for the second place. I don't know where our leader is. Car 2 is way ahead, so we'll leave him be for now. These two cars running second and third on the track. Cyril rapidly catching. Cyril just working his way past the number 0 once again of Darren Smith. And he's about to catch the number 9. So the 3 and the 8, nose to tail coming around that off-camera corner. Ooh, and the 8. Jeez. Fabian getting really sideways, catching the lip of that second jump of the double. That lets Cyril catch up once again. So, but let's say with the 3 and the 8. Actually, let's drop back to the 8. The white, green, and blue with the white front wheels and yellow rear wheels just underneath us now, because Cyril catching up very quickly. Number 9 of Matthew Chapman letting Cyril go, doing the wise thing. And then Cyril's got now has to pass the number 6 of Kev Churchill that Fabian just lapped again. So this 8 car, Fabian Ritter, being chased. You can just see flashing behind him on track. That's Cyril Kadir. I'm going to guess that possibly the track condition changed quite a bit. And that's why Cyril decided to call the 10-minute delay, which any racer is allowed to do. And many use it as a tactic, especially if they bumped up, because then it doesn't really matter that they're starting 1 or 2 places behind. But it's not all that often we see that happen from a pole position car. So Fabian, a little bit iffy coming off. He's actually catching up to Norris now. So now we have the battle for second, third, fourth, all in one shot in the infield. Coming over that step-up double, around the off-camera corner, through the S's, over the double. Let's focus on the green and white car, Fabian Ritter, because sort of equidistant ahead and behind. He's got second place of Carl Norris, and behind him he's got Cyril Kadur, our pole man. Cyril his advance seems to have slowed just very slightly, or maybe just driving very, very smart. They come together quite a lot and then spread out on the faster sections of the track. Going through the bowl, through those S's, over the little double, and down the straight once again. No major differences in speed. If anything, Cyril seems to be just a little bit slower on the main straight, but it's the 3 and the 8 now close together. This is our battle for second. It's gotten a lot closer now. Nose to tail coming around that off-camera corner. Ooh, and a nice pass. That's perfect pass. What a great way to take that corner, to take that double. And now that's lap traffic moving aside. Now we have Cyril on the back of Carl Norris. So we're on the battle for third, sorry. The 3 and the 1. These guys are going to know exactly who this is behind them. So Fabian making a great pass over that double last time around. I'm going to see if we can, if we got the pass on our replay just now. Yes, here we go. Just shooting it over as Norris was taking it as a single. Fabian shooting straight over him. And here we go, back to Norris trying to hold off our pole man, but 10th place starter of Cyril Cador, who went a little bit wide there, a little bit too much throttle maybe, coming over that concrete section. So Cyril losing a bit of space there. So we're focusing on the middle car, the number 3 of Norris. As Fabian is negotiating his way past the number 10 once again. More lap traffic to deal with. Cyril going very slightly off track, but now all three together once again, and Cyril taking advantage over the jump as Norris is slowed down by not being able to drive through Ritter. And now it's very, very close. Nose to tail, coming around the bowl. Norris very slow coming out of there. And something has happened to Norris's car because that was a super easy pass. Norris is out. Norris's car going at a walking pace. The tires come off, I think. The tires come off the wheel? Oh, no. Rear left suspension broken for Norris. It's a disaster. So he is out of not just second place, but 4th and 5th as well. Let's go back to Cyril Cador going last car going into the bowl, the car number 1. So I think that was just a bad landing or something broke in his car. Just absolute misfortune for Norris there. But Cyril Cador, our TQ driver, TQ driver and poleman for this semifinal A for two-wheel drive buggy here in Brittany for the EFRA large-scale off-road European Championships. He's trying to catch our, our second place driver, Fabian Ritter. Meanwhile, Oliver Whittleston, car number 2. What's up? Okay. So we have had a pass. That was a back marker there, number 6. That was number 6. Of Kev Churchill. So Cyril has ways to go before he catches Fabian. So we'll try to find our number 2 car of our leader, who's this pink and blue just coming over the jump underneath us now. That is Oliver Whittleston. 6 minutes remaining in this 20-minute race. So we'll follow Oliver now, who, after all that action, has basically been left completely alone. He's got no one around him who's challenging him for position. Fabian is quite a ways behind, at least a half a lap, I think. Fabian just crossing over a finish line now. And he's gone over. Hopefully that hasn't broken anything. So Fabian is full 18 seconds behind. That's almost half a lap to Oliver here, who is on camera now. Oliver running an Elcon, our title sponsor for the weekend. So he's doing a great job here, keeping it rubber side down, keeping it on the island. Coming into the bowl. And, of course, every car that he comes up on is going to be announced by the EFRA referee, Pedro, to make sure that they move over and give him enough space to get past. The verbal blue flag action working overtime for Oliver. Bringing an interesting center cutout in the rear wing. That's interesting. So car number 7, Borcher moving aside. Next car behind Oliver now is the car 5 of Danny Millett, who's running 4th. Running order right now is Whittleson, Ritter, Cador, Millett, and Borcher. That's our top 5. Bumping up into the main final, which is going to be coming to us, I believe, at about, I think 2:45, or is it 3? Schedule is on MyRCM as well as the live timing, so you can see the lap times on everybody for your favorite driver that you're following this weekend. So we're following the pink and blue car of the Elcon, driven by Oliver Whittleson. 3.5 minutes left in this one. Cyril Cador actually 2 cars ahead on track, so he's slowed down his pace just to maintain things. Doesn't want to push too hard. Again, these drivers have to drive smart, not go too crazy. Drive hard to build a gap and then dial it back and just save the tires, save the car, save the engine. Cyril is stopped. Cyril is stopped in the bowl. Cyril is stopped. Our pole man and 10th place starter. What's happened here? I can't tell from seeing what has happened. A disaster for Cyril. He's in the pits. He's going to lose loads of time now. So what does that mean? Danny Millett and Borcher certainly going to get past now. That means Kev Churchill might be jumping up into our final bump up position. Still frantic action with 2 mechanics in the pit lane for Cyril. Let's find Kev Churchill, who I think is going to be our next car, or last car to be going in. That's car number 6. It's one of these 2. Yeah, the second of the 2 cars coming into over the jump now. This is Kev Churchill from the UK. As you can tell by the flag on the side of the rear wing. So we're keeping an eye on him, because if Cyril's car is able to get back out onto the track, frantic work by his mechanics. Can only imagine what Cyril is feeling up on the stand. He can't come down and help on the car. He has to rely on his mechanics to instantly see whatever is wrong with the car and fix it as quickly as possible. So could this be a symptom or a result of whatever happened, whatever was the reason why he had to start from the back of the grid? I'm calling that 10-minute timeout. I don't see Cyril walking off the stand just yet, but we're watching Kev Churchill cross the finish line there. And now Kev Churchill, that is officially him into 5th place. So absolute disaster for Cyril. Big drama of this race as Oliver Whittleson passes the car number 10 of Darren Smith just underneath us, but we're eyes on Kev Churchill at the moment, going to be making it into the main final. So with 20 seconds left to go, let's go back to the pink and blue car just coming onto the straight now, Jude. That is our leader, Oliver Whittleson. A great run from him. Absolutely no pressure from the start. He started essentially on pole because Cyril Cador, our pole position number 1 car, had to start from the very back of the grid. Massive pile up into the first corners. And there we go. That is Whittleson taking the win in the semifinal B. and going into the main final later today. Danny Millett finishing third. Ronnie Lund-Borcher finishing fourth. We're just waiting for car number 8 of Ritter. Here we are to finish in second. And that is our race complete. That is Whittleson, Ritter, Millett, Borcher, Churchill bumping up into the main final with Darren Smith, Chapman, and Norris just missing out. So high drama in that semifinal B. And now we've got some time before the semifinal. Sorry, that was the semifinal A. We've got this a little bit of time before the semifinal B kicks off. We're going to have Theo Plant, who was our TQ driver for a little while in the first couple of qualifying rounds. Then we have Luke Vandenberg, Lars Abes, Thomas Kraus, Mark Higgins, Ethan Leruzic, Jeremy Noel, Thierry Bouthillon, Baptiste Coetier, and Kaylee Knight. So Bouthillon, Coetier, Knight, our bump-up racers from the semifinal, the quarterfinal B yesterday. And all engines are off now. And we have a bit of a wait. So let's hear from our associate members for EFRA. So thank you very much to those associate members that help make this coverage brought to you by EFRA and RC Racing TV possible. Thank you very much to Elcon Models, one of our title sponsor for this weekend, and also our gold level sponsors, Samba, RC Fox, and RCCarOnline.de. So, and thank you to everyone in the live chat, whether you're watching us on the EFRA YouTube or Facebook channels, or on the RC Racing TV YouTube or Facebook. Thank you very much for joining us. Let us know in the chat who you are cheering for and where you're watching us from. So Sponge1310, hi from the Netherlands. Hello, Rock and Rolla RC. Hello, folks. UK, watching from the UK. Neen Valley Raceway Off-Road Model Car Club. Good luck to the Team Neen racers. Yes, I talked to a few of them yesterday. And yes, so very good luck to Kev Churchill there, taking the final bump-up position. So, yeah, some good racing, some high drama, and lots of stuff happening in that one. Lots and lots of action. So we were hoping to talk to Oliver Whittleson at some point, but he's now, well, first he was busy, I believe, helping prep his brother's car for his race in short course, and now he's just run his 20-minute semi. He doesn't have to marshal for this one, but he's going to have to prepare for his main final. So it might be a little while before we're able to talk to young Oliver. So we have the track is now opened, and we're going to have 3 minutes of warm-up, followed by the semifinal B. So we'll just go off air. Well, just go radio silent just for a little bit, but you'll be able to hear the track announcers and the cars going past just for a couple minutes.
Gold, Jack, gold, gold. Only the best for you, Mr. McKinney.
Okay, drivers, we have a time delay, 10 minutes time delay for car number 8. Time delay for car number 8. Car number 8 will leave from the position 11 on the grid. Pour le public, donc c'est un petit peu
10 minutes to start.
Thank you, timekeeping. Time delay is already counting. You can see it on your screen. When the time delay is over, we will do a new starting procedure. 3 minutes of warm-up and so on. If all drivers are in, then we will go. If all our drivers are in earlier, then we will go to formation here. Ok, donc pour le public, on a un demande de report. Celle de monde est faisable dans les demi-finales. Donc, c'est un pilote français qui a demandé, c'est le pilote numéro 8. Il partira donc de la 11e position. Et le report dure 10 minutes. Donc, le chronométrage a déjà lancé le chronomètre, bien sûr. Et donc, quand on se travaille, on est obligé d'attendre pour lancer la course. La procédure de départ sera relancée à l'issue des 10 minutes. Le pilote partira en 11e position s'il a réparé.
All right, so we have here, well, first of all, we have another 10-minute delay. So what we've managed to do, just by pure coincidence, is grab Oliver Whittleston. So how are you, young Oliver?
Not bad, thanks. Just finished my semi.
Yeah, so how, first of all, do you know what happened with Cyril?
I believe he lost drive somehow, so unfortunately that he put him out of the race.
Yeah,
he also had a problem at the start.
Yeah.
That's why there was a 10-minute in that one.
Yeah.
From all I could see from up there was the front end was off the car.
All right, okay.
It looked like steering. And then I think it was about 5 minutes from the end, he lost drive in the rear axle.
Okay.
And because, two-wheel drive.
Yeah,
that
was it.
it's over.
Yeah, yeah.
So unfortunate for him because
it
had
was
some good battles.
Yeah, I mean, but for you, that was a pretty uneventful race, really.
Yeah,
wasn't it? You had a clear shot into the first corner, a massive pileup behind. I mean, we were watching Cyril at the beginning because we knew he'd start coming through the field. So instantly made up 4 spaces because there's the pileup.
Yeah.
And then we watched him come through, but he kind of, I suppose he kind of held back his car just to save it a bit. But whatever was happening in the beginning anyway, well, we don't know exactly. But
so again, I could only see from up there.
Yeah, of course. But you know, I mean, we did follow your car around, so you can see how you did maybe on some of your laps.
Yeah, I'll have a look.
Because towards the end it was like, okay, well, let's follow Oliver for a few minutes. So, so tell us a little bit about yourself, because we don't often really get a chance to talk to the racers when they're up here, because like I've told many of the racers, everyone's so spread out. It's basically impossible to get people up here to talk with us. So tell us, like, first of all, how'd you get started?
So
racing.
So I think I was about 3 or 4, and there was a local club near us, and my dad used to race there, and he got me involved, and I started out small.
Is your dad Zach?
No, my dad is Dane, is my mechanic.
Okay, yeah.
Zach is my younger brother.
Okay, yeah. Just want to, because there's a lot of family interactions
like
that happen on the track, and and the Manders, we've seen them. But loads of them have been in the chat. We've heard it from loads of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, go on.
So I started out small with like 10th electric, and went to 8th, and finally got to 5th, and I've been doing 5th scale since about the age of 7, 8 year old. Then went from like basic Bahas to, I started, my race car was a Horman.
Okay,
I originally started with Horman, and was very lucky to race in the 2017 Euros at Neen Valley.
Yep. I was there. I don't remember you, but I was there.
Yeah, I remember watching back. And then the year after that, Mr. Horman rang and says, we got offered a team drive, which I took, and had their new car for 4 years. I struggled with it, had struggles, had highs, had lows, and then decided it's time for a switch, and then now team driver for Elcon models.
Yeah, very good.
I've in the UK, at the BRCA, we race quite often, 8 times a year. Had quite a lot of success this year, a couple of failures, but I always been taught, where there's a high, there's also a low, and when there's a low, you've got to remember the highs.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's, you kind of have to just chalk it up to, well, that's racing sometimes, and
exactly.
There's good luck and bad luck,
exactly.
as we've just seen on track.
Yeah, and my brother had bad luck. He popped a ball joint. 5 laps down, because and it's unfortunate, but it's his first time here as well. So well, look at Alfie Jack, and it's his third Euros, and he's in the main final. Exactly. So it's all about experience as well. Yeah. Even though he was 5 laps down, mechanics got him out, and experience driving with other people. Yeah, exactly. So it's been a good journey so far. We want to continue it as much as possible. That's great. So, and you've done every Euros since 2017? This is my second. So I've not done one since 2017. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. So it's very weird yet fun. It feels familiar, but also different. Yeah, for sure. And I've been saying on the stream, I generally only see the familiar faces. I only see them once a year, but still, it's the familiar faces. It's like, oh, hey, how's it going? And I don't know how people are doing in their national series, because obviously all the countries have their own national series. France, Germany, Netherlands is really big in the large scale. Switzerland, there's lots and lots of. I mean, I think for maybe the American viewers and people viewing from outside the US, UK and Europe, they're maybe don't appreciate how big large scale is. I mean, as a obviously. They are physically big, but the racing, and how many racers actually do it? 8 times a year is really good for. We do 8 big, what we call nationals a year, But then we also, each club has club days and practice days.
Yeah.
That, you know, we turn up, pay, and test, try things.
Yeah.
You know, that's you know, we've got to support them clubs, otherwise.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah.
There will be no races.
Yeah. So are you okay? We're about a minute from starting the race. So are you okay to help commentate?
Yeah,
Maybe let us know who. Obviously, it's two-wheel drive, so hopefully some racers that you're familiar with.
Yeah.
So.
The big ones to look for are Theo and Luke van der Berg.
Yeah.
About car 3 to about car 5, they're all about very similar around here.
Yeah.
So there might be a battle there.
Yeah.
And then same from about 6 to 10, you might have a battle around there.
Yeah.
So you really got 3 sections to look at.
Yeah. The primary ones. I mean, obviously as we're on the grid now, so. Just position yourself wherever you can see the track.
Yeah.
Obviously, Jude won't be able to hear you, but so if there is someone in particular, because now we have 3 sets of eyes on the track. If there is someone that we should be watching, just let me know and I'll talk to Jude. You got your drink.
Yeah.
So here we go. So Theo Plant in car 1, Luke Vandenberg in car 2, Lars Abes car 3. We'll keep it wide and from the start and see where the action goes.
5, 4.
Horn is sounded and they're off. Oh, and 5 getting a bit wild off the start, but maybe they watched the last start and learned about the pileups.
The key to the start is you've either got to be fighting with them, or you've got to sit back. There's no in between.
Yeah.
We describe it in our little team as you've either got to be a bully with them, or you've got to be sit back and watch.
Yeah, yeah.
Seems to be a clean start.
It does. I mean,
there's some nice gaps
it's quite a contrast. Let's follow this lead battle for number 1 and 2. Everyone off in order. Number 1 is Theo Plant and Luke Vandenberg in that 2. It looks like car number 3 of Lars Abes just doing the sit back and watch.
He's waiting for them to. Or if they make a mistake.
How difficult is this double step up and the off camera turn? How difficult is that from your driving position?
In the 2-wheel drive, it's quite hard to get the traction out of the hairpin just before the double.
Yeah.
So, if you watch me sometimes, I'd take a bit of a wider line, an earlier apex, and I would be able to then gain the traction.
We see that the 4-wheel drive cars, the 4-wheel drive buggies and obviously the short cars able to make that jump pretty easy, but most of the 2-wheel drives seem to be just tapping that second jump, and how much you hit it determines how much you flip.
Yes, and it's I agree, and it is difficult, but it is possible. You've really got to ease the throttle in. If you're really sharp or not enough, you just don't get the traction. Like Kaylee's done there, that's the line you want to take. A bit wider. But through the off-cambered hairpin, that's very low grip.
Yeah.
And you struggle with front-end grip, so you have to be very patient. Bit of a cut from car 1 there. But yeah, very patient through there. You watch the speed, you can start to see the spokes on the wheels.
Really?
Which means they're very slow. And
oh yes, I see what you mean. Oh, and then leaders just flipped over in the bowl.
Car 2's caught with it.
Yeah. Oh man. So that is now a 3-way battle for second.
Lars now take the lead.
Yeah, Theo and Luke and Thomas now in a battle for second. Actually, now very tight battle for third.
Yes.
And it's 5 cars to bump up, right?
Yeah, I believe so. So it's a bit different per class because obviously it was slightly damp for the first race out. So on that it will be positioning. However, for us it may be on times. So the top 10 times, fastest times will go into the main final.
Yes.
Because ours were both dry, I believe it will be times.
Oh, I see. Okay, so if it's declared a wet race,
exactly,
it's a bit different.
So since there's 2 semis, if one semi is a dry and one semi is a wet, then it'll be on positioning.
Yes.
So it go A, B, A, B, A, B.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm certain this one may be times, so they will have to push all the drivers.
Yeah. Well, I noticed that Jack in short course was only 2 seconds behind Ian.
Yeah,
so Ian's going to be starting on pole.
Yeah.
And 2 seconds over 20 laps is nothing. It's a blink of an eye.
Yeah. Not a lot at all.
Oh, and who's that just gone off?
That's
Number 4 of Thomas.
Kraus.
Oh, man.
Bit of
Is it his brother Martin that's running in 4-wheel drive?
I believe so, yeah. There's a brother and there's a dad. I think dad's mechanic.
Right, yeah.
Racing.
Oh, and we have a dead car just...
it's revving.
I can't see who that is.
It's Lost Drive.
Yeah. Oh, number 7. Okay, so not one of our front runners, but that was Jerome Noel. And the mechanic, I think, is out there. But, so this is still our battle for 3rd, is it?
Yes. Well, you have Lars through here with quite a decent gap with Luke Vanderberg and Teo battling. Oh, Luke's off. Luke's off. Oh, he's on.
It's back on now. But this here is bump-up battle for 4, 5, and 6.
Yes, it is, yes.
So it's literally positions 4, 5, 6 with cars number 4, 5, 6. That is Thomas Kraus, Mark Higgins, and Ethan LaRuzic.
Yeah, there's quite a big gap between 1, 2, and 3 as well. So they'll just be settling down now in their heads.
Yeah.
No risks.
And how much now the mechanics are able to talk two-way to the drivers? Is that right?
Yes.
So how much? Oh, and a weird sequence of events there coming out of the bowl, but still roughly in the same order. But so how much does your mechanic? Every relationship is different between driver and mechanic. So how do you communicate with your mechanic when you're out on the track? If there's a car ahead, are you told, okay, that you need to chase that car down, or that is lap traffic, or you have the leader behind you? What sort of communication do you get?
So generally, me and my mechanic, which is my dad, we kind of have a way of, I'm the one who, if we need to talk, I'm the one who engages conversation.
Okay. It's pretty smart because you know how much you're having to concentrate.
Exactly. So if I'm concentrating really hard, battling with someone, I don't want to speak while I'm doing that.
Yeah. It's a bit of the I know what I'm doing, leave me alone.
Kind of, yeah. Yeah. Kind of like that. But, if I, throughout the race, if the referee isn't saying how long's left, I normally go, well, what's the time like? How long? The only other way, the only way my mechanic can speak to me before I speak to him is if, he sees a clear problem with the car that I've not seen, or if there is a lapped car, if a car's lapping me, or the gap to the car behind. Usually I quite like that, because then I can kind of gauge my lap time.
Yeah.
But apart from that, there's not much you really do. In the warm-up is when you speak the most.
Right, okay.
The car feels good. Do I need to make any changes before we go out? And that's why we do is minimal laps in the warm-up. And that's why you see people coming really early.
Okay.
If people come in really early, maybe because they need less ride height, or different tyre or wing. Or
now, are you during the warm up? You're able to make any changes that you need, right?
Yes.
So it's not park firme conditions. You can change tires or adjust the wing or change
exactly.
shock ride height and all that.
Exactly. I had my other pair of rear shocks with me.
Right. Okay.
That my dad, it's 4 bolts. Slide on, slide off. And
now. Are the mechanics allowed to use? I know they can use electric starters, like a drill starter for the engines. Are they able to use electric drill and screwdriver bits?
Yes, they can use what they want. As you see people with wheel guns, they're allowed to use any tool they want, as long as there's only in the finals. There's only 2, or is it qualifying as well? There's only 2 mechanics If there's any more, then your car will become null and void. Like, it's pointless then. But yes, Kaylee's done quite well. She's bumped up from 10th to 8th at the moment. That's quite good for her. She's more of the smooth kind of driver, which is very good.
Yeah.
She does quite well in the UK, gets into the main finals quite often.
Really? In large scale?
In large scale in the UK, yeah.
I know she runs, how old is she?
She's Carl Norris's girlfriend, I believe.
Oh, okay.
I don't particularly know how old she is, but she does quite well. She started large scale, I believe, in 2021.
Wow.
But I believe they did. I think is it 12th circuit?
Right.
They both do that. But that is really fast. That game.
It's a lot of drivers. I mean, obviously, if you're running large scale, and then in the winter, if there's no racing. I can imagine a lot of drivers might go, 12 scub now, I can't be bothered.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a completely different class, but it is a way to keep up your reflexes during the winter.
And then that's what we do. We do 10th off road.
Yeah.
And through the winter in the UK, it gets very cold, wet, and icy, and you don't want to go stand in the wet and cold.
No.
It's not that we don't want to. It's just not enjoyable.
Yeah.
We can still go racing. However good we are, in 10th we can still go bit of a touch there.
6 and the 4 getting very close together now.
Yeah.
There was a pass for position, and then Thomas.
Are they fighting over there?
Yo, they are, yeah.
I didn't know if that was a lapped car.
No, that's just coming on the main straight.
Oh, Thomas going wide.
Yeah, so we've been following him this whole time, but they've only just recently in the last lap gotten super close.
So Thomas has
and
never
actually
raced AstroTurf.
Really?
He's always been dirt. So
that must be a massive change.
It is very hard for him. We have been helping him with setup because in the UK all he races on is AstroTurf.
Is he also running Elcon?
He's Elcon, yes, as well.
Yep.
I believe he's team driver as well.
Okay.
But for him, it's go from no grip to all the grip.
Yeah.
Especially on here, this track is very high grip. Not a lot of sand. The AstroTurf very thick.
Quite short too, as well, isn't it?
Short but quite thick in places.
Right.
So very grippy.
So you were out there. I noticed you were out there during just before the 4-wheel drive, before the short course. You were out there doing a little track walk, I guess, for your brother, and shouting back what the track conditions were like. So what did you notice and tell him?
So at the start, it wasn't actually wet; it was just dew.
Yeah,
is what we call it. It was just like a top layer.
Yeah,
it's like a carpet of water, if you want to say. It didn't actually soak in. So at the very start of the day, I went round. I took a towel with me. If you wipe it off and then feel the AstroTurf, it was bone dry.
Right, okay.
So, and then when they blew it off with the hour delay, they blew all it off and squeezed it in. Some of it soaked in. The wettest places of the track was this left-hander here where car 3 is going now. And then the hairpin where car 3 is there.
Okay.
And they were the
wet. So what I call the start of the infield were the wettest bits.
The start of the infield was quite damp.
Yeah.
So I was just letting the UK drivers, Ian, Oddie as well, and I think is it Taylor, Alfie, and Zach were all there.
Yeah.
I was letting them know that it is a bit damp there. They went out. It was a bit slippy. 2 laps because it was only dew, just bone dry.
Yeah.
So apart from that, it was all. There were nothing. It was just dry.
And did that influence them to change their tires at all, or
no,
did they already pretty much know what they were going to use?
Yeah. So since it was only 2 corners, it was better to go for a dry tire.
Yeah.
So the fastest tire around on AstroTurf in the dry has always been the Schumacher yellow compound. and the fastest in the wet has always been the Schumacher Silver compound. So if you put silver on when it is dry or mostly dry, what happens is it overheats and then all the pins, they fall off and flick off. So then after a couple of laps, once they've got hot and broken down, then it might as well run a slick tyre. It gives you a lot of grip, but you won't get any corner grip. There's no pins. So that's why if it's only damp in places, you'll still put a yellow compound on.
Right, yeah.
Because you can manage the car in the slippy bits, but then in the dry bits you've got the fastest tyre. So yeah, that's the kind of thinking we as drivers have. If it's the same all the way around, if it's wet all the way around, then you put a silver on because it won't burn up. But if you put a dry on, a yellow tyre, then when it's slightly damp in places, then you can manage that. Car, is that Teo that's just hit the wall there? He's lost a bit of ground as Teo.
Well, I was just looking at the battle for the lead, which isn't really a battle.
No, it's not.
They are nose to tail, but where are they? The two
just going down the back.
Yeah, the two
now.
and the three coming down the straight now. So it's good. Just swap around a bit. Actually, it's the 3 and the 2, the white and orange car, and that yellow and and now he's gone over.
Oh, that gives Teo a chance maybe to back.
Yeah.
The 5 minutes left. This is can be close. Lars now is just controlling the race. So generally the Horman does struggle on AstroTurf. That's the struggle I had when I was a team driver.
Right.
It took me. I mean, I was younger, so I wasn't as developed of drivers like Luke Vanderberg.
Yeah.
But it took me 2 years to figure out how to consistently drive the car.
Right.
But yes, it is fast when you set it up. But I always find the Elcon to be more consistent.
Right. Okay. Is there
Theo again pushing hard now? He's trying to catch. He's realised Luke's. Oh, that's not the line you want to take. Yeah, I had I had a moment over that, the double over in the corner near the bowl.
Oh, yeah.
I snapped my rear wing end plate.
Oh, wow.
So on the left-hand corners, it was a bit slippy.
Now, I noticed you run a center cutout in the wing. So what event? I mean, no one else does. So what do you feel that gives you?
So for me, there's a man that makes wings in the UK, and his kind of business is called AAA Wings.
Yeah.
And my brother is a team driver for them, so he has lots of them. However, I asked for him to make me a couple of different angled wings. I have one that's like Kaylee's.
Yeah.
So that's very high downforce. But the centre cutout, I actually got inspired by 10th scale cars.
Yeah.
Or the off-road. If you look at them, when they buy the wing, it's Lexan, so they can cut out how much dip they want, how much downforce. So I just got inspired by that, and I asked him to make me one of them, but bigger, basically. So, and what that enables me is I have the corner grip because it's only dug out in the middle. If you look, it's still a bit on the either side.
Yeah.
So it gives me the corner grip that I need in the dry. And then it also allows me to have the straight line speed and also let the car fly very nice when it jumps. And that's why you look at like Luke Vanderberg or like Lars, they have a very low downforce, low angle wing. Oh, that's car 6 battling for 5th here. Mark Higgins here.
So car 5 and 6
just going
into the infield. So car 6 leading the car 5 coming around the off-camera corner.
Battling for last bump-up position here.
Yeah, this is our battle for 5th now. It's
2 minutes
gotten a lot closer now.
Oh.
As Oliver says, 2 minutes remaining. So these two are final bump-up position at the very end of the race coming together. First and second been running almost nose to tail the entire race.
That's Luke Vanderberg, who's now gained first place. That's Teo rolled again.
Oh, man. Well, we're on camera. We've got 6 and 5. So
he's getting closer. He's pushing.
Yeah. Car 5.
He will have...
Who's that? That's Mark Higgins.
Yeah, he may get 2 laps, 3 laps maybe left.
I think he only needs 1 to catch up. Oh, and he spins it. That's a very tough corner. But if he's able to get another couple of laps, he can certainly catch up again and put the pressure on. Now, what's your favorite? When I used to race touring cars, so my favorite sort of tactic, I suppose, if I was coming up with someone, was to just hang on to their back bumper until they force them into making a mistake.
Yes, that's how I've been brought up. When I got taught how to race with people. Oh, good save.
Yeah, but lost a bit of time.
Yeah, he will get 2 more laps if he makes them good ones. Yeah, 2 more. This one and 1 more. So when I was brought up, the way I was learn how to fight with other drivers, or battle with them, should you say, is I'd have a very consistent driver, and I'd have him follow me very closely behind, and then I'd make a mistake because I'm pushing too hard. So the way I'd learn is I'd just have him stay on the back, and I'd learn to drive consistently. And then I'd also do it the other way around, so I'd try and stay with someone and not tap them on, not, stuff like that. It might get another lap. Lucky last lap.
I think he did, yeah. I just made it by 1 second, but I don't think he's going to be able to put the pressure on LaRuzic.
No, I don't think.
LaRuzic in that car 6.
He's looking consistent.
We'll stick with this because this is the final bump up position.
Yeah. Luke van der Berg is P1. Lars 2. Unless 6 has a mistake now, I don't think he's got it.
Yeah. So number 6 is going to have to drive straight off the track for Higgins to catch up, and that is it. So that is our. So now you know where you finished. So are you ahead of all these guys, or?
I didn't get the times. If I have a look on my RCM, I'll be able to find my time. So if I go to 2-wheel drive, are we on the 20s? It is the 27th, isn't it?
Yeah, 31, 20, and 16 is what Luke Vandenberg was able to do in that car number 2.
Where's the finals? Final. So I did it in 20 minutes and 10 seconds.
Okay, guys, you need to clear space for the drivers
Do you want to swap?
of the next run.
I thought you wanted to swap.
Partial to your positions. We will open the track in 5 minutes.
So I was able to do it in 20 minutes and 10 seconds.
Yeah, overall that puts. So you are starting on pole.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
And what's the rest of the
P1
order there?
Is me. And P2 is Luke van der Berg.
Right.
P3 is Lars. P4 is Fabian Ritter. P5 is Teo Plant. P6 is Danny Millett. 7 Thomas Kraus. 8 Ethan LaRuzic. 9 Mark Higgins. And 10 Batista Quetia. That was in terms of time, which I think is what we're going off. I think that's what your
that's what's on my RCM, so that's what the computer has spat out.
So unless it's changed and gone to positioning, I believe that's what it's going to be like. So actually, Mark Higgins is very lucky because he finished sixth,
he did.
But he had a good enough time to become ninth.
Okay, because of the differing track conditions between the two semifinals.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, that was a great chat.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for sitting in with us and or standing in with us.
Yes,
so I hope you enjoy the rest of the day's racing and. and I'll let you go on and prep your car for the main.
Yeah.
So congratulations on pole, and wish you all the best of luck.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you, Oliver. It's Oliver Whittleston from Team GB and Team Elcon. Thank you very much for joining. And so we're going to hear from our TQ man for four-wheel drive now. That's Wesley Van Helmond. And we got several minutes before we need to before they come out of track, and there's every likelihood that we're going to have another 10-minute delay. So let's go ahead and hear from our EFRA associate members. So I want to thank our EFRA associate members for helping EFRA bring this coverage to you. We are RCTV, the official EFRA media partner. EFRA is the EFRA is the European Federation of Radio-Controlled Automobiles. If you want to know more about organized racing in your country, visit EFRA.ws and find your country towards the bottom of the homepage. There's a listing of all of the member organizations, member federations like BRCA for the United Kingdom. There's the DMC for Germany, AMSCI for Italy, AECAR for Spain, FEPRA for Portugal, and all of the country organizations to find organized racing in your areas and get started doing some national series in your neck of the woods. So I think we had a little camera misfortune in the last race, so we do apologize for not being able to cover all of it properly, but we hope that having Oliver Whittleston in the commentary booth with us more than made up for it. Some really good knowledge there. Oliver, TQ now, not TQ, but pole position for the two-wheel drive main final coming up after our lunch break. So this is four-wheel drive that is going out now.
Okay, drivers, the track is open. You can go.
5 minutes to start.
So we're going to hear from Wesley Van Helmond now. We've got a couple minutes of interview with him. And he is in this race coming up. He's actually in that lead car that's gone out. So we'll hear from Wesley, his overall TQ interview. Four-wheel drive buggy TQ, Wesley Van Helmond. Wow. So you're not defending your two-wheel drive title this year.
No.
You've moved to four-wheel drive, new manufacturer. How's your year been? How's your week been here in Brest?
First of all, the week is here. Like the weather was not perfect, but now it's getting better finally. But the week overall, the car is super good, and we work on some setups and changes all the time, and it's getting better and better and better. And hopefully it stays so like this. And but yeah, not defending the title in two-wheel drive. I want to drive four-wheel drive all the time already. Last year also, but I didn't like the car. So we test a lot. I test a lot of cars. The MCD cars I test, and some different manufacturers. And we came to this, and this works for me perfect. So that's how it goes.
And so how, I would imagine most racers are never going to have that feeling of TQing 3 rounds in a row to secure TQ. You didn't even need to run today, so you practiced some tires testing.
Yeah, I did some tire testing the last round. I thought maybe there were some dry spots, but it was completely wet still. But that was not the most fun part now. But it was some testing, and we changed some different things on the car for more steering. And I think we had a lot of more steering, but the tires didn't work. So we're gonna see, and now time to rebuild the car. And we see tomorrow, I think, hopefully.
Yeah, and hopefully, obviously, you don't qualify directly into the main final, so you're going to be going through the semis. Yeah. So, as you say, you're going to be rebuilding the car, and what sorts of things are you going to be checking over to make sure that they're absolutely perfect for the semis?
The whole car. The whole car is completely off. Every screw, new, and the diffs, most important thing. And the right Loctite this time. Normally we use blue, so you can change some stuff. And now the whole car is going with green, and don't come loose anytime anymore.
All right, well, fantastic. And so I guess all that's left to say is good luck for the semis tomorrow, and we hope to see you in the main final.
Thank you.
Okay, so as expected and anticipated, we have another 10-minute delay. So we'll just have a bit of a break here in the booth and maybe go get a crepe or two. We'll be back in just a few minutes when they go back out for warm-up. I'm not sure who called the delay, so we'll try to find that out and find out why. I want to say I think I heard car number 10 or car number 6. I'm not sure which one it was. I see the mechanics for car 10 there, and they haven't done anything to the car. So I think it's car 6. But we'll go down and see what we can find out. And we'll be back shortly. 3 10-minute delays in 5 races. Did you just cut this? I mean, literally, Check this out, Zach. Check this out. Check this out. Yeah, look. It's their movie candle set. Yeah. Well, they had a two-night show, 2 nights of shows in Los Angeles. So they made a show of that, but then did a drama comedy thing behind the scenes of it as well. So they got tumbler, they got popcorn tin. I think that one, you need to get that one. Yeah. Priority is if James messages or calls you, just do whatever he's suggesting.
On a une deuxième derrière, et puis on retrouvera donc, on va faire un peu déjeuner, mais on est en train d'y être en début d'après-midi. Les 3 grandes finales de 30 minutes à ne manquer Go-Kart.
You do. Well, I mean, you can. I mean, you can walk through the
5 minutes and 30 seconds to end time delay.
the technical area. You can just walk straight in and out for that. Just make sure you have the pass thing. Yeah. Yeah, you just said you're stuck there for 20 minutes. Yeah. Yeah, don't go. Yeah, but. What about can you get? I mean, with the spacing of the
5 minutes to start.
if you're on the outside perimeter, can you? Yeah. I mean, if it's a good thing. Well, just after you move, if you're spending a couple minutes there, and then as you're moving to the next spot, just check the message.
Okay, another thing to be clear, no more.
I won't be able to call you or message during the race.
No more time.
I'm not. The last race, we were on the Marshall cam for 14 minutes. I didn't even notice because I was talking to the guy, and I completely forgot to switch cameras. So I'm just messaging James right now. It's like, can you just check at least once or twice during the race, make sure I haven't fucked up and stuck it on the fixed camera. Yeah.
Three minutes, 50 seconds to end time delay. When time delay is over, we will do a new starting procedure. 3 minutes of warm-up. If we have all cars in earlier and all cars are good, we will start formation drill immediately. Au début, on va relancer la procédure de départ avec un warm-up de 3 minutes, une entrée dans les stands et une mise en grille avec la course qui démarrera pour 20 minutes.
3 minutes to start.
So, still just coming to the end of our 10-minute delay. Still 3 minutes before the thing about these delays is, yes, they're annoying, but they do allow, if you are making it into the semifinal and there's some sort of last-minute thing, each driver is allowed the opportunity to call the delay, but obviously because it inconveniences, basically everyone, you have to start at the back of the grid, which we saw happen to Cyril Kadur and a couple of the racers. So it looks like the 6 is out. So maybe it wasn't the 6 that had called the delay. Anyone on Crepe Watch can be sad to hear that we weren't able to get a crepe in that last during this 10-minute delay. So we'll try and get one before the lunch. But
the driver just told me we are good. I was just going to wait him to go to his position. And we will restart.
Yeah, so it is a bit of a drag, and maybe I don't know how much they're going to move things along during because we can see on the time screen that we've got divergence to time schedule of 36 minutes now. So every delay is added more and more time. However, if the driver who called the delay is ready within, say, 2 minutes, and everyone else is happy to start after only 2 minutes have gone by, then they can shorten the delay. So it could be an abbreviated delay, if that makes any sense. So yeah, this is it's just part of what we got. It's organized racing. It's championship level racing. So it would just be a massive shame for some mishap at the very start of a warm-up period like we've got now to knock someone out of their race. So yeah, just how it is. Yes, Boz, we do apologize for the lack of moving camera in the last one. That was completely my fault. The swap to the static camera that is attached to us here, and because we had a guest in the studio, I mean, I'm not blaming Oliver in any way, but I just got distracted by our guest, Oliver Whittleston. Thank you very much, Oliver, for joining us and providing so much information and insight. Hopefully that offset the lack of moving camera. But we do apologize for that. It's certainly not the level of coverage we want to provide. The good thing is, though, it looks like our internet connection and coverage and cameras are all seem to be running fairly clear. Knock on wood. We've got some wood around. Seem to be okay.
Good to go. Everybody's okay. Okay, formation lap.
All right, so here's our formation. Drivers coming out on the grid. And don't worry, we're not going to move away from our moving camera, except for just right now while we unlock the moving camera, and so we don't see it shake too much. So we've got our formation.
Position 6 will stay clear. Car 6 will go to position 11.
So it was car 6 that had to be called, that called the time delay, and that was Jeremy Tewfree. So running through the order is our TQ, who we spoke to yesterday, Wesley Van Helmen, Mayo Boucher in car 2, Valentin Puziat in car 3, Jarno Sultanen in car 4. Then we have Van de Velden, Tewfree, Morat, Kerbaum, Hornum, and Perfazou, with Tewfree starting from position 11. Horn is sounded, and they're off. Nice and easy. Absolutely no crashes in that first corner underneath us. So everyone's steady. This four-wheel drive semifinal A. Top 5 drivers will be going into the main final to come at the end of proceedings today. We don't know exactly when that will be, but it's going to be sometime after 4:30 Central European time. So make sure to set your alarms. Top 3 already making a gap to 4th place driver Sultanen, and then a bigger gap back to Van de Velden and Morat, who are battling for, that is 5th place now. Who is that that's gone over? That's number 5 of Van de Velden has gone over. So let's focus on Dan Kerbaum, who's just crossed the finish line. That pink and white car going into the bowl now just slipped a bit. There is a gaggle of cars that are chasing him down. If they can sort themselves out, they're going to... Dan Kerbaum, we've seen him drive before, though. This is Dan Kerbaum, the car number 8, currently running 5th place. We haven't seen him make very many mistakes, though, so it's going to be unlikely that the car 6, I think, is at the 0 and the 9. That is Tewfree, Perfazou, and Hornum. It's going to be unlikely for them to catch him very quickly. Kerbaum is a pretty steady driver from what we've seen. And things are starting to settle down up front. 4 cars equally spaced out. Dan Kerbaum, getting up on 2 wheels there. High grip now. Oh, and he's over. He's hit the fence. He's hung up in the fence. He's gone way over. Let's see how, we've already caught him in the fence. We could just barely see him. I was able to look over the fence and catch him, but so now our battle for 5th place, final bump up spot is between the 6 and the 8. That is Teufrey and Kerbaum. Kerbaum, this is going to be, that was an easy pass. I was just going to say it's going to be a tough fight. And is that the number 9 who's just been pulled in? That's Pale Ornum, already in 10th, but now being pulled off the track and into the pits. But this is our battle for 5th place. Kerbaum just taking Teufrey in the bowl. Good jumps over there. Not even bothering with the step up. Easy acceleration over that double. And Kerbaum, nice and smooth, pulling away from Teufrey already. Just 1 lap ago, they were nose to tail, and Kerbaum building up his gap and putting his head down and seeing if he can chase 4th place driver of Siltanen. So if we move forward to the battle for 4th, that's Siltanen chasing down Puziat. Puziat going to be very, very, very familiar with this track and that car number 3. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 in order. Puziat already pulling away from Siltanen. I mean, this is, as far as I'm aware, pretty much Valentin's home track as Siltanen gets up on 2 wheels. So Valentin going to be super familiar with the track. Pretty dry track, quite high traction now. It was already fairly dry underneath the layer of dew, as we heard from Oliver Whittleston. So is Siltanen going to be able to put any sort of pressure on Valentin, on Valentin's home track, to force Valentin into a mistake? I would say the probability is quite low, but sometimes we see drivers come on to visit a track they've never been to before and magically able to go fast. But I think Valentin is able to just steadily pull away from Siltanen. The 7 and the 0 very close together. That is a battle for 8th, and they're just ahead of Wesley Van Helmond, who is leading away with this one. Looking very strong all week long. Taking the only driver to get 3 zeros in qualifying. That's 3 TQ spots. And in the 4th round of qualifying, going for a tire change just to see what he can, if the track had started to come to a different set of tires. Didn't work out that time, but it didn't matter because he'd already had 2 TQs, as Puziat getting a little bit offline there, bumping into the concrete berm on the inside just before the start finish line. But Van Helmond, I think we may as well, let's go to our leader in just about to go over the double step up and into the angled off camber hairpin there, crossing the finish line. That's our car 1 of Wesley Van Helmond. We heard from him again earlier, just before this race, that he's coming up to lap Dan Kerbaum. But Wesley, I don't want to say imperious, because we're not in the main final yet. Anything could happen in the semis. It's 13 minutes to go, but looking very strong. Last year's winner and defending champion Sven Rodevald named Wesley as definitely one of the danger drivers. So Wesley coming onto the main straight once again, over the tabletop. Mail Boucher running second, Pouziot running third, Sultanen fourth. That's still cars 1, 2, 3, 4 in positions 1, 2, 3, and 4. Tiufri and Krabaum still fairly far apart. It's car 6 and 8. I'll see if I can spot them on track. Yeah, they're still pretty far apart. Wesley has just lapped Krabaum, and he's coming up on actually Tiufri. So it's our final bump up spot. So it's the most important spot, most important battle on track when they get close. But right now we're with our leader, Wesley Van Helmond. Second place driver is car 2, and then 3 and 4. That's our positions 2, 3, and 4. 2 and 3, about 5 seconds apart. So they're, when they get closer, we'll have a look at them. That right now we're with our leader and TQ driver, Wesley Van Helmond. As I said, taking the TQ, 0 points in rounds 1, 2, and 3. So with 0 points going to round 3, and with a throwout, his first throwout being also a 0, Wesley secured TQ. I don't want to say easily, but he secured it pretty firmly, for sure. Wesley coming across over the tabletop, down the main straight, brakes. You can see the inside tires just starting to lift up. The sun is out, and it is getting warm out there on track. The grip is really coming up. Not much sand out there, and if you're on the racing line, it's very, very good grip. Coming over the off-camber corner, through the concrete S's. It's paving blocks and then texture concrete going, leading into that double that goes in front of the driver's stand. This odd set of double in the bowl, catching a lot of drivers out. And I think our battle for 5th place, if we drop back to the start of the straight, that is our battle for 5th place. That is Krabaum in the pink and white chasing down the car 6 of Tiufri. This is our battle for 5th. So this is the final bump up position. These guys not wanting to take too much time off of each other, because if it comes down to time, if they keep bumping and, well, if they start bumping and knocking each other over, it will slow both of them down basically and wreck their chances for getting into the main final. The car 6 of Jeremy Tiufri from France and Krabaum from the Netherlands. Coming through the bowl, Krabaum losing a bit of pace there. Oh, and getting the landing wrong on that double. Drivers taking all sorts of different lines through there. We saw a lot of the lower heat qualified drivers kind of try to go full speed over the lower section there and just continually, every lap, just nose in to that second, the face of the second jump. And if we watch Wesley go through that same section, he takes it completely differently. He goes sort of through the middle of the first jump instead of the lower side. And it seems like maybe about a half or third throttle. So we're with Jeremy Tiufri. Oh, he lost a lot of time there to Krabaum, and now they are bumper to bumper. Krabaum going for the pass. Not able to make it stick. Remember, these drivers are open wheel cars. So, nice foot flop there for Krabbaum, and Teufrey again up on two wheels, and that allows Krabbaum to go for the pass there on the coming out of the bowl, making it stick that time. And now let's see what happens on the straight. Good speed for both of them, just a bit more from Teufrey, but having to make the corner. And now they've got number 2 of Mael Bercher coming up to lap them. They have to let him pass because he's a faster car. So now Teufrey has to let him go. Don't battle with the second place driver. Teufrey trying to catch up to the pink and white car of Krabbaum, currently in 5th. Teufrey had that 5th place until about a lap ago. Now Krabbaum getting the blue flag from Pedro, our EFRA referee. A very bad run for Teufrey. Is hugging is basically riding the pipe coming down the main straight, so lost a lot of drive. But now it's down to Krabbaum. If he can keep it on the straight and narrow. Taking very ginger over that angled double in the bowl, and now coming back to the only full speed section on track. So 6.5 minutes left. Krabbaum, it's down to Krabbaum to make a mistake. That's what Teufrey is hoping for, so he can get back up into that 5th place position. Six minutes flat left. So let's move forward 2 cars to the number 2 car. I believe that's not sure if that's an Elcon or not. Elcon, our title sponsor. I mean, I seem to see an Elcon sticker on the side, but it looks like a different brand. I'm not sure, but I think it's a different brand actually. But this is Mael Bercher from France running in 2nd. We haven't shown him at all during this semifinal A for four-wheel drive. Oh, getting up on 2 wheels there. The grip level is definitely coming up. We have a body has flown off of the number 5 car, and the mechanic is going to have to go out and retrieve the body shell. You have to run with the body shell and numbers. So car 9 has been told to slow down. Ooh, and Krabbaum getting sideways there. So we are with Mael Bercher, one of our top drivers last year. We've already shown Valentin Pousiat, and we've shown quite a bit of Jeremy Teufrey, who's gotten past down Krabbaum now. So where's that happened? Let's go back to our battle for 5th, because now it's come back while we're looking away. Teufrey has come back and passed Krabbaum in that white and green is our 5th place car. 6th place is the number 8, the pink and white of Krabbaum, coming around the bowl. Very ginger. No, I wouldn't say ginger. It's steady. It's a bit faster than ginger, but over the tabletop. Good speed from both, but not too fast. It seems to be just a little bit slower, more controlled. So and that is Teufrey getting off the track. Over the step-up double, around that very tricky and loose off-camber corner. Over the double, around the bowl once again. Here's that angled double. You cannot take it as a double. It has to be a single. And here's our small double. These guys glued together now. They're only on full throttle for maybe 3 seconds. That's once they land. So it's a very
throttle limited track maybe. A big engine isn't going to do you much good. Oh, and Krbaum goes over. Krbaum goes over. Is that his chance gone? How much time is there left? There's 3 minutes, so let's stay with Krbaum. The pink and white 6th place car trying to chase down the number 6 green and white of Jeremy Teofri. Between them, they have the car 3 of Valentin Puziat running 3rd. Cars 1, 2, and 3 still in that order. Since the start of the race, it's Van Helmond in the 1st spot, Boucher in 2nd, Puziat in 3rd. Siltanen running alone in the car number 4. So cars 1, 2, 3, 4 still in that order. But we have 6 and 8 battling for 5th place. Krbaum, we've seen him in the qualifiers running fairly steady, but somewhere along the way made a big mistake and allowed Teofri to get past, and now he's caught up again. Krbaum, okay, Puziat having to let, Teofri having to let Puziat past, and now Krbaum is on the back of the green and white. He's certainly made up some time. Meanwhile, the car number 1 of our leader, Wesley Van Helmond, is coming up to lap them all. And Puziat has gone over. That's the first mistake we've seen from him. Van Helmond cutting through them like a hot knife through butter. Krbaum making easy work of that double, and now they're on the back. Now he's all over the back of Teofri. 1 minute left. 1 minute left. It's come down to this. It's been a slow burn. But these two battling for 5th and 6th. This is the semifinal A. Whoever finishes in the lead, almost guaranteed to get into the main final. So is Krbaum going to be able to get past and force a mistake from Teofri? It looks like Teofri has pulled away now. Final lap for these. 25 seconds left. It's a 45-second lap, roughly. I think maybe about 36, actually, for the faster guys in this group. So Krbaum now all over the back. But this is the last set of corners. 7 seconds left. Is Krbaum going to be able to do it? Time has expired now. Last corner. And Teofri gets it by not even half a second. Wow. So close between them. And Mayo Boucher going to be the last one to come across. And there we go. That is our bump up positions decided. Krbaum not making it. Wesley Van Helmond, 34 laps in 20 minutes and 2 seconds. So that will be the time to beat for our semifinal B racers coming up in a few minutes. Mayo Boucher taking 2nd. Valentin Puziat taking 3rd. Jarno Siltanen taking 4th. That's cars 1, 2, 3, 4 finishing in that order. And Jeremy Teofri taking the final bump up spot. However, it is going to come down to the faster lap time. So actually, Krbaum is going to want to pay attention to that 32 laps in 20 minutes and 8 seconds. Because if someone is able to beat him beat that time in the semifinal B, they may just get ahead of him. And if he's able to get a better time than 5th or 6th place, 5th place in the semifinal B, he will take that spot, I believe. So track will open in 5 minutes, and let's see how quickly we get a 10-minute technical timeout once again. But meanwhile, let's hear from our associate sponsors for EFRA.
So EFRA is the European Federation for Radio-Controlled Automobiles. If you want to know more about large-scale racing and racing in your country or region, check out EFRA.ws, and you can find out which federations represent RC racing in your neck of the woods, and find out how to get started in organized racing, and find some clubs and tracks near you. It's a great way to spend time with your family, learn about cars and racing and sportsmanship in general. And we are RC Racing TV, the official media partner for EFRA. My name is Frank McKinney. On camera today we have had Jude McCallum. The videos provided have been from Zach Fenning. We're the team on site here for the large-scale off-road European Championships here in Brittany at the Automoto Club L'Ouest. We're just north of the Bay of Biscay, between the cities of Brest and Quimper. So let's see what sort of video goodness we've got from young Zach as these cars are about to go onto the track. Just to see what the track conditions are like, there's a 3-minute warm-up, which they're going to be let out on the track in just a minute. So let's see, before they head out, let's see what we've got. Very exciting stuff, and we'll be seeing plenty more of that action coming up in this semifinal B coming up very soon. Hopefully we don't have another 10-minute timeout, but I wouldn't hold your breath. We've had 3 already in 5 races, and there's every chance that we're going to see the same thing again. So cars are out. So, in this one, in car 1, we have Wesley Van Helmen's teammate of Roman Volter. We have last year's European champion in four-wheel drive buggy, Sven Rodewald from Germany. You have Dutch racer Ferry Fernie, German racer Ken Walkers, who had to work his way out of a bad qualifying position, really. He didn't have a good seeding round of time to practice, and he had to basically, it was stuck with a slower group of racers, much like Matthew Stokes in the short course group. Esa Milima from Finland in the car 5, Dario Viselli 2017 two-wheel drive European champion. Before four-wheel drive even was a thing in large scale. He's in car 6. Rudolf Lendreau in car 7, and bumping up from the quarterfinal Bs yesterday is Martin Kraus from the Czech Republic, and in car 9, Benjamin Auclair from France, and Sarja Visa from Finland. So 2 Finnish racers. One notable Finnish racer who is not here is Pekko Ivanen, who is in Italy right now at the European Championships for 1/8 buggy. So that is happening right now at the Ongaro Ring. I'm sure all of you guys that are watching are going to stick with us, but if you are interested in seeing what's happening at the Ongaro Ring in Sacile, check out what the other team is doing. We've got Nick and Matt and Ash at the Ongaro Ring, bringing live coverage and news from there. Obviously, if you're more interested in gigantic size, large size RC off-road racing, you're going to stick with us here from Brittany. So more sustenance being brought by young Zach. So 2 minutes to start. And you know what's amazing? We haven't had a technical timeout. That's awesome. So we're, at the moment, I mean, literally until they're sent out to the grid for their formation lap, someone can still call a technical timeout. But no one has yet. So a bit of a, maybe someone has. I see someone running away from the pits, but no announcement has been made. I'm hoping we don't, because the sooner we can start the race, the sooner it finishes, and the sooner we get to our lunch break and we find out what the actual schedule is. So 1 minute to start.
Okay, drivers, all cars to the grid.
All right, so they are being sent to the grid. No more technical timeouts, at least until after lunch.
30 seconds to start.
Okay. So it looks like everybody is ready.
Okay, drivers, we are ready to go. We will start 10 seconds counting now.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
number 5 needs to open the door to all cars. He went in too soon. Car number 5, you need to open the door to all cars. He went in too soon. Car number 5, please stop there and open for one wait for all cars. Car number 5, let's go. You need to wait for all cars to go.
Of course, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, and 7. So that is that's Kraus and Landreau moving up into the 5th and 6th spots. Walter, massive gap to Rodewald. Rodewald is at the car 3, chasing him down. That is Fernie. And then the battle for 4th and 5th is between the 4 and the 8 of Valkyrs and Kraus. And which car is this? It's just crashed just underneath it and broken. Car 7 of Landreau, Rudolph Landreau, is broken out. Suspension arm hanging off the back of the car. That car is done. So Rodewald being chased by, is that Fernie still? Yes, and Valkyrs and Kraus, the next pair. So battle for 5th is between Kraus and Vaselli, but that is a massive gap. So a bit spread out now. Let's look at this battle between the 2 and the 3 going over the double. That is Rodewald, our defending champion. Wasn't feeling too confident going into the qualifying here. But I haven't been able to chat with him and find out why. Rodewald running a multicolor scheme. And the yellow and blue of Fernie all over the back of him. This is our tightest battle on track. It is for one of the top positions. And definitely a bump up spot. Coming out of the bowl. Over the little jump into the hairpin onto the straight. Decent line there from Rodewald. A little bit wider from Fernie. A flat landing there from Rodewald. A little bit too much, but he's still made a gap over Fernie there. So just wanting to keep it steady. They've got their positions pretty well sorted. And as we heard from Oliver Whittleson, just wanting to keep it on the beach. Keep it on the island, sorry. See, a little closer there now, but let's see if these guys are, yeah, Fernie's just a bit closer that time around. Coming into the infield now. Rodewald gets it up on 2 wheels. Still maintains the position though. Running the exact same line over through that the Crazy Golf section. See what the speed's like coming down the main straight. On the throttle for 1, 2, 3, 4 maybe seconds. 3 or 4 seconds depending on how you land. It's not a lot of time to be on full throttle. And Sven riding that curb. Getting a bit wild there. Tank slapper, but able to keep it. Oh, and Fernie trying to get on the inside there in the off-camera corner. Fernie keeping his distance. Again, we're talking about mechanical sympathy before. It still applies. Keep things pointing in the right direction. Oh, and Sven gets it up on 2 wheels there. This driver's driving fairly calmly. There's no major pressure from Fernie. And it looks like he's just going to maintain the position, maintain the gap, and just stay as close as he can to Sven, but not really applying all that much pressure. Although, ooh, that's a great pass there. Nice pass. Let's see how this, and Sven trying to take it back. So Fernie allowing Sven to just, and another pass. Sven taking it that time, going through the bowl. But let's see how that started as they come down the straight. So just Sven going a bit wide and Fernie taking advantage. Putting the pressure on, and then Sven taking it back in the bowl. Obviously not wanting to give up that second place. First place of Roman Walter, way out ahead of these guys. They're not really slowing each other up, you see. They're only about not even 10 seconds behind Roman. Teammate to Wesley Van Helmond. Car 6 of Veseli's just flipped over, but I'll see. This still is our closest battle on track, I believe. So Kraus in the 8. I'll just find out. Yeah, he's got nowhere near him. Martin Kraus running 5th. Final bump up spot, and he's literally just running on his own. So no other battle on track, really. This is the battle for second. Walters just crossing the finish line now, so you can see what the gap is like. Next car ahead of these two is Dario Veseli. You see quite a big gap to these two. It's 15 seconds to Walter ahead of these two. Two of Sven Rodevald, last year's the defending European champion for four-wheel drive buggy. And we've got Fernie all over the back of him now. Fernie, I think, maybe now smelling blood. Knows he can get past Sven. He knows that Sven is not infallible. He will make mistakes from time to time. It's just being close enough to take advantage. And then obviously holding the lead between them. Ahead of them is the 6 of Dario Veseli and the 9 of Benjamin Auclair. There's our battle for 6. So it's our battle for second as working through our battle for 6th place. And now battle is rejoined between Veseli and Auclair. Veseli, just held off by Auclair there. So we're going to stay with this battle for second. And now Auclair perhaps thrown off by having to allow the battle, the 2 and the 3 pass, has made a mistake over the double and allowed Dario to get past, and he's got a lead of several seconds now. So these two still going at it. Sven taking the wide line through there. That's how we got past the first time. Coming through the bowl again. Over the little jump. Over the big jump now. Down the main straight and then into the big jump. So this is Sven, it seems, really under pressure from Fernie. These guys literally world-class drivers. Those of you watching from the U.S., you guys need to get involved here. Let's have a world championship. Can you believe there isn't a world championship for large-scale off-road? So EFRA actually has a provision to allow drivers from outside Europe to come and participate. That's why we see drivers like Callan Gunn as they come into the bowl a lot closer than they were before. But we usually see Callan Gunn make the trip from Australia. And we saw Ian Audie do a shout out for Callan, who's undergoing some pretty intense treatment and recovery over the past couple of years. So Callan, again, mate, we wish you were here, and we hope to see you next year. I know we will. So coming out of the bowl, these two still, it's like a bungee cord is attached to them over the tabletop. Just so close together. Meanwhile, I'm just going to have a look and see if there's any other battles. Roman Valter, still, he's just at the end of the straight now, just so our viewers are aware. He is so far ahead of these guys. He's not quite lapping them. He's not quite as fast as Wesley Van Helmen, I suppose. But these two keeping each other honest. Sven certainly under pressure, but able to hold Fernie off, and when needed, can make the pass. So is he just keeping his powder dry and holding on to that lead by his fingertips? And again, this is our battle for second. The number 8 flips over. That is Martin Kraus. So Vaselli nowhere near to take advantage. Kraus is running in 5th place. So again, top 5 pretty much are because if it's based on times, it's going to be the top 5 pretty much. But as we get lower on the order, those 4th or 5th place positions may swap around a little bit. It could be even, we had a 6th place finisher in 2-wheel drive actually make it into the main final. That's because one race was declared wet and the other was declared dry. But I think both of the 4-wheel drive races are going to be declared dry. So it's going to be a straight up top 5. So number 1 position from the A, and then the number 1 position from the B, and so on and so forth. It sounds complicated, but luckily there's a computer to sort it all out. Oh, and a little crossed up there by Fernie, but very quick recovery. Getting up on 2 wheels as well. So now this is how Sven won last year's championship, actually. I believe it was Ken Valkyr who was one of the races was comfortably in the lead and then broke. And that allowed Sven, with this steady driving and able to keep Fernie behind him, just basically kept himself in the position to take advantage and then was able to come home with the victory. So our defending champion is at car number 2. As Sven Rodewald from Germany getting it really wide there. Coming over the double. And once again down the straight. 3 minutes and 45 seconds left in this one now. So now very close together as they're coming past the number 9 of Benjamin Auclair. One of our early contenders for the bump up spots, but fell off the boil. Oh, and Fernie going for the pass there, I think. Sven seemed to be a bit slow going over that awkward double in the bowl, but now there's a big gap. Dario now stuck on one of the barriers. Dario, I fear, is not going to be making it into the main final. So Sven still leading this pair, the battle for second. This guy's doing roughly 36, 37 lap times. Roman Volter way out in the lead. 2.5 minutes left in this one. We've been following this battle for most of this 20-minute semifinal B. They're coming up on Dario. Someone out there has a very loud exhaust. I'm not sure if that's a cause for concern because they will get called in if an exhaust has come loose. I might just be hearing things. These two, oh, Fernie going very wide now. Now he's got a bit more time to make up to Sven, unless Sven makes a mistake. And then, of course, they have Dario Vaselli, Sven's teammate, to get past. I'm sure Dario is well aware. Mechanics acting as spotters. And like we were talking to Oliver earlier, it just depends on the relationship and what the driver feels the most comfortable with. Perhaps Dario's father or mechanic is saying, hey, okay, you got Sven coming up on you, next car. Also, he's coming up on the car 5 and 0, the 5 of Milima. Landreau in the 7 is pulled off. That was, I think, the car that broke earlier. Sven now ahead of Dario, and Fernie is the next car ahead. And Dario lets him go in the bowl. And an upside down car, so making sure that, okay, everyone has avoided it. Okay, that was the 0 of Sarja Visa. Now Sven and Fernie can get on with things. Next car ahead is a few seconds ahead. That's a car number 8, 4th place car of Martin Kraus. So Sven rapidly catching Kraus. He's going quite slow. Oh, and he's bounced. He's had an awkward landing. He's bumped into his teammate. So Kraus moves aside. Now it's Fernie ahead. And Kraus, time has expired now. So that is literally on the last lap. Just coming down the straight, or just before the straight. A chance encounter with a back marker has meant that Fernie now finishes second, with Sven Rodewald finishing third. So not a massive change, but something happening there. Romain Walter going to take the win with this one. An easy win for Romain. Finishing first in that car 1. So it's going to be Romain Walter, Ferry Fernie, Sven Rodewald, Martin Kraus, and Dario Vaselli now somehow in the bump up spot. So let's see how this changes things around. We somehow missed that Ken Valkiers and Auclair. Valkiers had a 55-second lap in that. I think it was that very last lap. So 2 changes of position. The truly important one is that Valkiers not making the main final, and Vaselli, he's in there. So let's see how this changes things now. So for four-wheel drive, in the final, just bringing up. So for the final in four-wheel drive, here it is from the computer. We have Wesley Van Helmen, Maël Boucher, Romain Walter. So even though, my apologies. Yeah, okay, there it is. We have it actually on screen. So we have Romain Walter winning the second of the semifinals, but actually starting third because it's based on time because the track conditions were the same. So we have Wesley Van Helmen starting on pole. So actual pole position, overall TQ for 3 rounds and pole for the main final. Then we have Maël Boucher starting second, Romain Walter starting third, Valentin Puziat starting third, Jarno Siltanen starting fifth, Ferry Fernie starting sixth, Sven Rodewald in seventh, Jeremy Tufree in eighth, Martin Kraus in ninth, and Dario Vaselli starting 10th. So we do have a lunch break now. We'll find out what that when that is. See if we can shoot someone over there and find out what when our lunch ends. We have about potentially about an hour. 2.5 on timekeeping, please. Just trying to listen to the announcement from EFRA referee. Can you find out from Pedro when our lunch break ends? I know. Okay, so so we're just going to find out when our lunch break ends, and then we'll go on a break. Possibly start a new stream for the finals, because I think we're going to have about an hour break, and then we're going to have different start times for the finals because we had 3 or 4 technical timeouts, which basically extends the whole time schedule by 30 or 40 minutes. So we'll find out, and then we'll go off air. So we're just trying to find out. Okay, so we are officially going to come back at 2:30 for the finals. So I believe we're going to go off air. So please make sure you are subscribed, whether it's on the EFRA YouTube channel or the RC Racing TV YouTube channel. Subscribe and hit the bell so that you are sent a notification on your device or computer or whatever, so that you know when we are live. You can also do the same on Facebook, on both of the Facebook pages, EFRA RC Motorsport Europe or RC Racing TV. So for until about 55 minutes from now. Actually, slightly earlier, because we're going to play some videos in and stuff like that, and just catch up everybody with what's happening. Until then, this has been RC Racing TV, bringing you the EFRA Large Scale Off-Road European Championships for 2024 from Brittany in France, from Model Auto Club L'Ouest, and we'll be back in about 50 minutes. So make sure and set your alarms. It's going to be some good racing.